Good evening, Warband. Welcome to the first cult meeting. I hope that you all brought your own robes and hoods. Hopefully Yeetus will be by with the goat later so that we can have the proper sacrifice. Can I get a puniti in the chat, everyone? Save your souls with a good old hearty puniti. So yes, today we are talking about the cult of the Manosphere. Hopefully Yeetus will be able to drop by in a bit. Hermit, what better color than red robes? Of course they come in red. So, the Manosphere. Is it a cult? That's thrown around at us often enough. Is the Warband a cult? Is any particular section of the Manosphere a cult? Pickup artistry? Well, there's arguments for that. MGTOW? Well, wouldn't say that there's leaders per se. It's hard to say exactly. What defines a cult? Because, well, like we can add on some of this stuff for fun. I mean, you can give it all the bells and whistles, but what truly separates a cult from just a group of men doing something that they agree with? Well, let's look up the definition, shall we? So we have a cult. We'll go with Merriam-Webster here. With the permission of Mama Susan, of course. What? Yes, General Kinetics Hermit. We'll get into that. Cult steal your soul? I'm freer than ever. Well, how do you know you're free? How can you ever know that you're really, truly free? Oh yes, I found out how to hook up the piano to StreamYards. I'm gonna have fun with this. So, there's actually 5 different words for cult. Well, sorry, 5 different definitions of the word cult. 1. A religion regarded as unorthodox or spurious. See spurious sense too. Also, its body of adherents. Is this a religion? I guess we'd have to look up religion for that. Exactly, Solar Wolf. You are making sacrifices to a religious deity of your choice, perhaps? Could it be that it's really a cult after all? Second definition, a great devotion to a person, idea, object, movement, or work, such as a film or book. Now, this is where there might actually be some ground. The great devotion to an idea. We'll get into that in a second after we look through the other ones, but that's definitely one that we could dive a bit deeper on. 3. A system of religious beliefs and ritual. Well, let's be honest, we host Red Pill stuff, and we've got more regular adherence to this than most people going to church. As for a system, well, it's kind of a system. Are there rituals, though? I can't think of any off the top of my head ritual-wise. There's not really a huge amount of pomp and ceremony. No. Formal religious veneration or worship. Now, there might be some of the cringier parts of the manosphere where there's some sort of cringe worship of a particular person. But if it is a religion, it's a very secular religion because it doesn't require belief in a specific deity of any kind. And then, number 5, a system for the cure of disease based on dogma set forth by its promulgator. See also health cults. Well, the manosphere is definitely seeking solutions to a problem, but it doesn't necessarily prescribe that many solutions. So I think that of all the definition of cults, great devotion to an idea would be the only one out of these 5 which one could actually say is like a cult. And what, of course, is that idea? What's the idea that links all men together in the manosphere? Why do men get together and have these kinds of discussions on a fairly regular basis? Why do we come and we share this? In a word, it's because we want the truth. And that is the manosphere in a nutshell. It's men seeking the truth after society has not been providing it. Like, after you're lied to enough times, eventually you stop believing the people lying to you. Exactly, Dementify. You find solutions your way. The manosphere is largely a bunch of men simply comparing notes, telling various stories, and sharing other stories. And yes, we have ideas about how things should be and optimal ways to best live one's life. But we also have to understand that we are subjective people. And we're going to be based on subjective experiences. And thus, we're not going to have a one-size-fits-all solution to everything. We're going to have guidelines and rules that should provide better results than not following them. But we can't prepare for every single instance. And so, what does this mean, though, when we are called a cult? Well, simply it's they don't like our ideas. By and large, these people don't like what we have to say. But they also can't really counter what we say. And so I hope that you all have eaten and have had your drinks, and that you have a receptacle handy. I'd recommend a large one, and perhaps reinforce your spine, because we are going to go down a rabbit hole of cringe in order to find out what do they mean when they call us a cult. What do they mean when they call the manosphere a cult? So prepare yourselves, chat. I'm going to platform someone who, quite frankly, I would much rather not. But this is for an in-depth study. Oh boy. Plus, chances are after this guy gets roasted, he's gonna delete his shit. So let us pull it up and begin the pain. Hint, if you want to make things sound spooky, integrate black keys into your chords. Alright, so. One moment while I set this up. Getting a little faster at this, but it still takes a second. Make sure that the audio's coming through. Oh, is it coming through? I think that works. Doesn't look like that's coming through. Apologies, my dear warband. We have been struck by technical difficulties. Hey, Chad, I'm going to play this for just a couple seconds. Put a 1 if you can hear it, because it doesn't look like it's coming through on my end. No one's in the chat. Oh, that's coming through? You can actually hear the audio? 1s if you can hear the audio, people. No, 2? Yeah, thought as much. All right. Generalized desktop audio it is then.
YouTube.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Prepare yourselves, chat. This is gonna hurt. Thankfully, I'll shrink him off to the side a bit.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's General Kinetics here. I'm just relaxing for a few minutes before I continue on with getting myself ready to leave the house to go to work. I'm a few minutes early. I want to talk about how I was having a conversation with these guys in this comment thread on YouTube in the Manosphere, and basically exposing how these guys basically have become robots over the years of listening to the same content. And basically you have multiple people that just parrot the same ideology, because really it's now just ideology, right? You've taken men who are individual thinkers and you've successfully put them into a bucket.
Well, is it an ideology? Well, yes, that men have value and should be respected. I'd say that's an ideology. But of course, it goes for the bucket, and yes, you all know where this is going. And quite frankly, I only got about 16 seconds further than this because there's certain times when I just can't handle that much cringe all at once. But I will suffer with you. We sacrifice together.
Made them crabs into a bucket, right? It's basically the equal and opposite of these feminist groups, where you see on because I remember back
All of you who had manosphere equals feminism for men on your bingo cards, stamp it now.
in the day, right? We used to always give women shit, because they always had this, untreated Chad trauma, all that stuff.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Is he trying to stroke a non-existent beard? He's just rubbing his fucking chin. Like he's supposed to have a beard that he's supposed to stroke, but it's like, dude, you're just massaging the fat rolls on your face.
Stuff, right? And that's why they were talking bad about men, right? All that kind of stuff. And, you wanted them to get help, right? Because that's the main issue is not the ideas, but it's that people have untreated trauma and need to seek professional therapy to actually get help, right? And that's the same thing in the manosphere, right? Is that you have these simple advice platitudes that people take as gospel and then think that kind of overrides needing therapy, right? I remember listening to
As a warband member, I am contractually obligated to give this advice platitude. Only now I can do it with music. Go to the gym.
to Ro Tomasi recently, and he was
Okay, it's like when we go like Rolo Tomato, it's on purpose. Like, dude, you should have just gone with the flub to make it look like you were mocking the dude. Instead, you bothered to correct yourself. I mean, also, like, fucking breathe a bit better. Because, like, sniffing every couple seconds, like you've got a cold, except, like, I expect your nose to start dripping at any second, man. Like, you got the new pox? Or beer bug variation 69? Or is your room just really poorly ventilated?
is even saying how the manosphere is not therapy. The red pill is not therapy. This is just the truth. You need to actually go get real help. Right. Which is, good, honest, not grifting. That's actual good, honest information, and that's true. Right? Just kind of knowing something doesn't actually help you. You need to actually go get some real help to get your, mental health situation in shape, right?
Okay, serious. Fundamentally, people, what the heck is different about therapy? I mean, okay, seriously, legit question here. In therapy, you go to someone and you talk to them. And you open up about the shit in your life. And they give you some emotional validation and strategies with which to cope in it. Aside from the person being registered and having papers from some sort of institution, what is the difference between talking with a therapist and getting therapy and just talking with someone and getting advice? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Hermit, maybe he caught some kind of sinus infection from, like, sniffing leftover shit in his girlfriend's panties. Who fucking knows? Maybe he's got a bunch of yeast bacteria up his nose now. He's going to start dripping white out of it any moment. Ugh. I mean, honestly, if I can almost have a sniff counter for this, but I'd seriously probably spend more time editing the bloody thing than it's worth.
So I was having a conversation with these guys on this YouTube comment thread where basically this guy thinks that he'll be able to find a good woman and keep her after he builds himself up. Well, he's not talking about, relationship skills, dealing with any kind of, past childhood trauma, past relationship trauma. And the thing is, 90+% of men find the manosphere not because they're mentally healthy individuals. Chad doesn't need PUA. Chad doesn't need the manosphere. He doesn't need this extra information. His life is good as it is. So you have guys who have been hurt, who are losers.
Ribby found the manosphere. Chronic found the manosphere. Chad still deals with fucking crazy bullshit. Like, yeah, maybe there's Chads who will just go, bitches be crazy, and not look into it any deeper. But a Chad who is intelligent is probably still going to run across the manosphere. Or Chad is going to have a non-Chad friend who gets run through. And is maybe going to be a decent enough guy to go check that stuff out. 90% of guys coming to the manosphere because a woman messed with them. It's like, well, every guy has been messed with by a woman, including Chad. The difference is some Chads are curious and question, and others don't. And just because Chad isn't having necessarily terrible relationships with women, he might be looking for something that they're not offering. He may be like, I can get laid super easily. But where the heck are all the women who I'd want as a wife and mother? Chad could absolutely seek out the answer for that and come across the manosphere. Chad has a use for the manosphere because all men have a use for the manosphere.
There's all who are average guys, all that kind of stuff, who are the ones who find the manosphere. And whenever you listen to one of these people who have call-in shows, the guys who call in sound like losers who don't have their lives together, who are the ones complaining about women.
Oh, really? And what do they sound like, Okie? Are we perhaps listening to one of them now?
Because they basically hate women, because they can't get women, because they don't respect themselves, they don't respect anything, they don't want to get help, they don't want to do anything with their lives, they just want something to blame, so they become a...
Dude. I'm sorry, the fucking armchair psychologist here is like, you're talking a lot faster when you start spewing that kind of stuff, Okie. And you're running your hair through, like your hand going through your hair a lot. You know, what half inch of hair you have on your head? And your eyes are getting kind of wide. Like, what's with the fear, Okie? Are you perhaps projecting?
Cult member, right? I was having a conversation with these guys where basically I was calling this guy a delusional narcissist, a delusional narcissist. Basically same as...
Sorry for the ear rape there. Delusional narcissist. This guy. Really. Also, I see Rishi and Manic in the chat. Gentlemen, if you want to get in on this, by all means, just hit me up on Discord. The audio's open. And send me a PNG, by the way. I don't have any graphics for you guys. Cesspool, save that for the thumbnail? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to comb back through a bunch of these stopped frames to find which will make the perfect thumbnail.
The left, where you have people who on the left who think they know so much because all they know is just CNN talking points. So they believe they're experts on these subjects like politics and finance and whatever because all they know is CNN talking points. So when you come in with other information, then they're offended because it's not the talking points they know, right? That to me is delusional narcissism, thinking that you're a know-it-all, that you know everything, when you don't even know anything because you just know what the establishment media wants you to know.
And you're different, Oki, because why? What exactly are you offering here that isn't a half-baked word salad? I mean, you're supposed to be going into how the manosphere is a cult, and now you've gone into how lefties are delusional narcissists. I think I see where you're going with this, but let's see if you actually get around back to it.
You haven't done any real research yourself. And in this situation, the manosphere is the establishment media. Because what you have are simple advice platitudes, is talking, CNN-style talking points, to where these become the ideology of the cult, right? And so that's these guys. So like, so basically,
Fix your stutter, okay? You'd think a guy that's been talking into the camera repeatedly for quite a while, like, don't be fooled by the lack of content on his channel. Which, you know, I actually do have more content than him. But if I do, it's because he keeps deleting his channel. But that's the issue. I wouldn't say I'm entirely confident in speaking one-on-one with you guys. Essentially just talking to myself. But at the very least, I'm not stuttering and tripping over my own words here. He's been making these kind of vlog videos for quite some time. You'd think he'd get the hang of being able to speak clearly and enunciate, instead of getting all hyped up and tripping over his words all the time. And I know I'm one to talk, but I'd say that clarity of my voice is a little bit better than his. I was looking for a better word there, but didn't have one. The other thing is, I also try to pause a bit, give you guys some breathing room. I don't like rapid firing words. When you're stringing so many ideas together back and forth, it just doesn't give the person you're talking with any time to process. Hermit, if he doesn't have that on his channel, I think I might actually have to dig that out of my archives, because yes, I archived that, anticipating that he'd delete it. So we'll see.
Secret is that these guys equate mental health, getting mental health, real clinical mental health, with somehow after that feeling the need and the desire and the duty, and the only outcome after that to be marrying a older woman because of all that stuff, right? Because of all the other manosphere talking points, which are, factually, biologically true. But the thing is, why do you have, if...
Okay, I'm actually going to have to go back and listen to that again. I wish I had... Can I convey this? Can I convey this via piano here? I don't know what a good melody is for confusion. But did he seriously just say that men in the manosphere equate mental health, not getting healthier mentally, but just mental health, with marrying an older woman? Sorry to repeat some of this cringe, guys. I gotta go back and listen to that again. That was just weird.
So that's these guys. So basically, the secret is that these guys equate mental health, getting mental health, real clinical mental health, with somehow after that feeling the need and the desire and the duty, and the only outcome after that to be marrying a older woman because of all that stuff, right?
Okay, no, straight up, he's Like, okay, I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to listen to the transition to that one more time, just to make sure I heard that correctly.
Are simple advice platitudes, is talking CNN style talking points, to where these become the ideology of the cult, right? And so that's these guys. So basically, the secret is that these guys equate mental health, getting mental health, real clinical mental health, with somehow after that feeling the need and the desire and the duty, and the only outcome after that to be marrying a older woman because of all that stuff, right? Because of all the other manosphere talking points, which are, factually, biologically true.
Okay. Okay. So I've heard that 3 times, and he's saying that the ultimate conclusion of the manosphere is getting men to marry older women for validation. And that is how the manosphere tells men to get mentally healthy. And that instead of doing that, these men should go to a professional therapist who will do something else. Huh. Huh. Now, maybe you guys have seen some of this, but I really can't think of any manosphere channels that have straight up said, go for older women. I guess, but did Jack Murphy go for an older woman? Like, I know that that you've had some like Donovan Sharp comes to mind, who've married women that aren't exactly easy on the eyes. And there's plenty that go for 304s. Heck, John Anthony Lifestyle straight up took the bussy pill. But it's like, is that really? None of them are really going for older women. I just don't see it. So, what content has general, and I'm saying general as in general, normal, unspecific, because there is no way that this guy fits into any military hierarchy. I'm pretty sure that even the Antifa soy boy penal legion would not trust this guy in command of a single troop.
But the thing is, why do you have, if you had your shit together, if you were mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, actually got some real help, why would you end up marrying the wrong person? You marry the wrong person because you're on this life path because you don't have your shit together in the first place.
Oh. Really? 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 So every man that has ever been divorced, every man that has ever been cheated on, every man that's ever had a shitty relationship has only himself to blame for not having his shit together. That's your conclusion, Oki. Men, if you have a bad experience with women, it's not because women are deceptive, Or you were perhaps a bit too nice when you didn't need to be? Or perhaps vasopressin is a hell of a hormone that makes you overlook things that you really shouldn't. No, no, no. It is because you are fucked up in the head and subconsciously sabotaging yourself. That's why. That is your diagnosis to the manosphere. That every man's bad relationship is the result of self sabotage from him having unresolved trauma. Well, that's just like your opinion, man. And I think that the general population of men will have their own thoughts on the matter. Oh, and it looks like we are getting a comrade in cringe. Well, I'm calling Yeetus. He should be joining shortly. Let us continue.
That's usually how it goes. When you actually have your shit together and are healthy and all that stuff, usually God sends you the right person. So the problem.
What is going on?
Oki just straight up said that when you are mentally healthy, God sends you the right person to be in your life.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard today. I've heard a lot of stupid things.
Today, like, that's the qualifier because we hear shit on a fairly regular basis, but today.
This is his most recent video?
Yeah. You can thank or blame Hermit for this.
Okay. When it comes to general kinetics, have you noticed how to explain it? I get very annoyed when people try to act smart and they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Which, ironically enough, is one of the things that he's actually criticizing in this video.
He's and the fact that I don't know how far you got into the video per se, but the fact that
we're a little over halfway, Yeet.
over halfway, okay. Chat. The fact that he himself used a MGTOW name for a while and bragged about how he knows various MGTOW people and how he talks about real stuff, right? Because this all started because he went out there under Chronic in the war band. But ever since Under Chronic put General Cucknetics on blast, he removed MGTOW from his name. And he got a land whale of a fucking girlfriend. And I don't know if the girlfriend's involved or not, but at the end of the day, how are you gonna talk shit about the very same group of people that you were a part of in the first place? Oh, I fell in the trap. Oh, I fell for their philosophy. I didn't know what was talking. You are a grown ass man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, Gray.
Oh god, yeah, like the amount of projection coming from this guy is simply fucking staggering. But I'm sharing my screen with you on Discord, so hopefully this will work for live stuff. If not, then I'm gonna have to finally get StreamYards working together. So, bit of a trial run here.
Discord should be. Is it on right now? Yeah, it should be on. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, so now you can now you can watch along with the cringe. I hope you reinforced your spine.
I already opened up my drink.
You might want to open a second.
Problem is when you live as a righteous man, then God actually answers your prayers and sends you the right things, the right person, the right things that that will keep you moving forward. Okay, but when you're a depleted Coomer, for example, which I'm no longer, then which I'm
You sure about that?
evolving out of, then good things will happen.
He was on. He put out a video around last month, was it? Smelling some 300-pound land whale panties. And he posted it on his account. No, you are a straight up Coomer. The fact that you even accept a woman of that quality shows enough. All right, you're desperate as fuck, and you are desperate to the point where, oh look, I got access to some puniti, so I ain't part of you guys anymore. You guys don't have girlfriends. And clearly, yesterday, Undead Chronic is one of the many people prove him wrong otherwise. Actually, no, fuck that. I should do that next. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it next. Because it's crazy. It's crazy. The fact that we're pointing out flaws in society and the behavior of modern women of today, I guess we don't get bitches. It makes no the correlation makes no sense. Like none of us in the warband are simps. None of us are like, oh no, they're this, they're that. Women are also women are the. In chat, and you already know, women are attracted to guys like us that don't give a fuck. I'm telling gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, they are just talking stuff about the person. They never ever want to talk about the argument, like what Gray was explaining yesterday. Okay, that's why people like General Kinetics, they're not making no sense whatsoever right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the stream, but I had to catch up because I passed out.
It's all good. Just it's like, yeah. Well, if you're like this, you're a depleted Coomer, which I am no longer. Well, I'm evolving out of. Like,
Oh shit. Well, I guarantee you, not even that fat fucking hippo of a goddamn girlfriend give you some puniti. I saw how she looks like. I know who she is.
okay, like
I
let's be honest. Do you think that between the two of them, can he actually reach it, or is he just getting an elaborate thigh job?
Oh shit. Or some fucking.
I mean, do you think he can
Yeah,
tell the difference between sweaty thighs and some actual poon?
no. He's like, am I in? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go between the rows.
Oh god.
I know it's gross chat. My bad.
Oh no. Honestly, I already found a new word to torture Manic with.
All right. Yeah, you need to talk to Manic. He needs to do an investigation on this as well. Unfortunately.
Oh god, no. Honestly, like this is about as much. Like I wouldn't want to send Manic after Oki. Like Chronic has horrible enough things for him and far more important duties. Like Oki's just the fucking appetizer. We're gonna go a little bit further on this. This is just the warm up, and we're 5 minutes out. 5 minutes out of 8 minutes in. So let us continue. Brace yourselves, chat. Even I don't know what's coming.
Happen, right? But the problem is these guys, so basically no one gets help. They just think that these simple advice platitudes are the help they need, because if they get help, then they'll somehow end up finding the wrong person, which is complete bullshit. It's how to keep crabs in the bucket. It's literally ideology. It's the same thing as the...
Wait, I don't get it. What? Wait.
Yeah,
He
that's
just
the
went
thing.
like,
Yeah, he fucking bounces between multiple topics. Like so but to just to reiterate it so we don't hear it from him again and there's some actual clarity. He is saying that the manosphere provides men with simple platitudes that prevent them from going and getting help, thus keeping them as crabs in a bucket, which I don't even think he actually knows the meaning behind that. He's just throwing it out because he's heard it said several times. And it's ideology.
huh, okay, so when it comes to that, or if he wants to put that out there, simple I'm assuming that he believes that we just give simple general advice, not just the quote unquote manosphere, because he more specifically does not like the war band that we put him on blast. He
True.
made like 20 videos on us.
Yeah. Well,
Chat, let me know if we kept giving you guys the same simple general advice, if we keep regurgitating the same thing over and over. Let us know if the war band does that. Well, what you
however,
say, Gray?
actually on that note, I am contractually obligated to do this.
Oh, what's up?
Go to the gym.
But that's the biggest thing. His biggest gripe is he goes to the gym, right? Right? Like,
Well,
have
he
you seen?
went to the gym. I don't think we've seen any evidence of him being in the gym for a while.
True, true, and that's what threw me off. The fact that he's trying to give some expert advice on going to the gym. I'm like, bro, like you are big as fuck yourself. Like, how the fuck are you just gonna go around that? Oh yeah, oh, so this is what it's like. It's like a fat person try to tell you how to eat properly. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna take you. Nobody's gonna take you seriously. Oh, look at me. I can lift somewhat heavy weights. So yeah, I'm a quote unquote alpha. Fuck the manosphere. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Oh.
Uh, Francesco. Unfortunately, he did have videos of him lifting, but it wasn't, in my opinion, none of his technique or form was correct. In my opinion, it wasn't correct. He was just lifting just to lift.
And this, like I've said this before, but I'll reiterate it here. Because I looked at his channel back then when he had a wide breadth of content. Him lifting at the gym were his most successful videos. If all he did was just posted daily sort of vlogs where he kept his mouth fucking shut and just lifted weights and did exercises, he'd have a more successful YouTube channel.
I completely agree. I agree. The fact that I'm not taking away that he went to the gym. All right. The fact that he went to the gym is a fucking miracle. But
And like
he
he
has
had
no
the
idea what he's doing.
and that's the thing. Like if there's one thing he clearly knows how to do, it's bulk. Now I think that he probably overdoes it, which is why like there's still an abundance of body fat on him. But now the question is, but I haven't seen him go to the gym. I haven't seen any evidence that he goes to the gym since he got with his like new massage aid.
Man, if he wasn't such a wuss, Evil Hermit could taught him a thing or two. Honestly, because he really needed the help.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. Even without seeking out any advice, all he had to do was just focus on the fitness.
oh yeah, put down the fork.
Putting down the fork's one thing. Like, I don't recommend that any man go to be 300 pounds. Even if you are super lean and it's all muscle, it does shorten your lifespan. So unless you're going for professional bodybuilding, I think that's unnecessary. But you can easily be in like the early to mid 200s. And so long as you have a good muscle to body fat ratio, like, I think it's okay.
True, but with
Yeah,
general kinetics, that's definitely not the case.
no. But like if some guys are kind of big and they're just like, you know what, I don't want to cut. I just want to be bulky and strong that way. It's like, all right, more power to you.
You see, Warband, this is how generous we are. Okay, even though he's a fucking Judas, we're still giving some advice.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we can learn from bad examples too.
Yeah, I'm
And
like,
this, but
first
this is
off,
the thing is like
okay,
it's. But what I don't get is why. Why does he keep coming back and doing this? It's clearly not for YouTube success. I mean, at this point, he's almost had as many channels as Chronic, but he self terminates.
do you think it's for coping reasons in the sense of,
I
especially
think
since he got his little boo thing?
I think it has to be some sort of emotional compensation at this point because it's not for any sort of success. This has to be the equivalent of his therapy. Like honestly, he should take his own advice and fuck off from the manosphere and get some goddamn therapy because he's clearly got problems.
Because if you're truly done with MGTOW or Red Pill or whatever it is, you would not be on YouTube making, like you said, 20 YouTube accounts trying to trash the very same group you were a part of.
That's the thing, and he can't even thrive in the hatred. Like he comes out, I don't know. I'm not exactly looking through. You know what? Fuck it. Let's.
Do you think it's because Chronic hurt him?
I think it's because, well, yeah, maybe Chronic specifically. I mean, we know that stuff from Chronic stings, but
Oh,
essentially he's been rejected hard by men, and this feels like he's trying to reach out to the anti-manosphere sphere in order to get some sort of male validation.
yeah, which is so. How do I say? It's not a man doesn't go out and seek validation like that. Like, in my opinion, that's just not normal. That's not natural, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna do your own thing, go ahead and do your own thing. If you're just gonna leave MGTOW or Red Pill, go ahead. All right, congratulations. You got yourself a land well of a girlfriend. All right, go ahead and enjoy the rest of your life. But no, he's up here posting fucking videos smelling her panties that I can use as a parachute and trying his best to dunk on the warband and the manosphere.
Yeah, and then of course he's making all these false connections. Like I'm trying to think of who he could be trying to compare the manosphere in general to, and I'm guessing it's something like Fresh and Fit. Like that's the thing. He's essentially just a worse version of these anti-manosphere feminists. Because his presentation's worse, his production value's worse, his talking points are somehow less coherent.
Yeah, which is like honestly, I thought at one point he was kind of autistic or like I ain't trying to make fun of autism, but I really thought that he was on the spectrum for a second because I'm like, there's ain't no way that because if he truly believes in what he's saying right now, he would have had a rebuttal for the Chronic or had a rebuttal for Evil Hermit or other people that made videos about his original video, right? Talking about, oh, the warband are just a bunch of cultist incels. Anytime, and I agree with what the chat is saying. Anytime that he gets pressure put on him, he deletes his channel. or videos.
And that's gotta, we'll try to get through the rest of it because like we keep tearing into and analyzing this guy, but he's clearly got some kind of problem and he's only making it worse by continuing to do this. Like,
Right, and he's talking about, hey, because he came at me, he came at Ribby, he came at I forgot which last name it was, but he was coming after everybody. I'm like I'm like, Kinetics, like, I know you try to act all macho and stuff, but you don't wanna meet me in person. You do not wanna do that. Cause he was talking about, Yeetus is a pussy. Oh, Yeetus is this. Oh, I'm like, General, like, I guarantee you, you won't get 800 meters close to me. The people that have weapons know what I'm talking about. But even if I do use weapons, I will drag his ass up the goddamn block. Honestly, I haven't been in a fight in a long time, so it would be a great exercise. Not gonna lie.
honestly, as someone with combat experience, I kind of wish that I could get you to review some VR games to get an idea for what ones are actually half decent in terms of building some combat fundamentals. Because where I am, it's kind of hard to just get into fights with people.
I never thought about that. Honestly, don't they have some sort? Don't they have like a VR MMA or UFC? That'd be it doesn't have to be like exactly like it, but like something to that extent where you learn how to punch and kick.
Yeah. Well, with VR, kicking is kind of its whole other thing. But like, I
Yeah,
find
yeah.
that Gorn, especially if you set it to the harder difficulties and select fists only, or just choose to use fists only, it's a workout and a half. At the very least, I think it would be good for building combat stamina. I might stream it
I
one of these
forgot
days.
which. I agree. I forgot which boxing game it was, but I do have uh a VR myself, and the boxing game that I downloaded, it's pretty well. It's pretty good, right? Like, of course, anybody can just go crazy, like, let me just throw a flurry of punches because I'm Mike Tyson. Ooh, but I do agree that it can be a workout, and if you actually apply a technique that you learn from the gym, or or wherever you're learning boxing, oh, it'll be amazing. You'll work up a sweat, and you can honestly, people like Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier or George Foreman or whatever the back in the day guys had the VR, they'll be on that every day, guaranteed.
Every day that they couldn't make it into the gym to train with a real person, yeah.
Right, like they'll do their morning run, but after that, I guarantee you they'll be on that in VR all day. They're just boxing. Cause I know there's controllers, but isn't there like another controller where you have like a glove or something? Like,
There's advanced versions of it. I Gorn is the one that comes to mind for me just because it's probably the combat simulator I feel works the best out of it. And like essentially your only real controls are you grip one way to close your fists and you press down on the thumbsticks and kind of move your arms like you're skiing to walk around.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so like that's a workout and a half, really.
Honestly, yeah, and then yeah, you work out right outside your house or in your own room. Don't make it cool. Keep it hot. Keep so you'll be able to work out a sweat. Yeah, I agree. It'll be an amazing workout.
Anyway, let's get through the next 2.5 minutes of cringe and then go on a hunt for more.
Leftist, feminist,
Okay.
zombie ideology. There is, I mean, talk to these guys. We'll have 3, 4 guys say the exact same talking points in different words, and then you have some stupid trolls who try to say stupid shit on the side, because they're all morons who have been in these groups for years. And the thing to always realize is that, keep in the back of your mind, is that these people are not in these groups because they are successful and mentally and emotionally healthy individuals. They find these groups because of problems. I found these groups because I threw my ex-wife out of the house, and then I
Oh, okay. All right, guy. All right.
So, because he came into the manosphere as a loser who was mentally unwell, everyone who comes into the manosphere and stays in it must be a mentally unwell loser, and anyone who leaves must have acquired mental health, in his words, and become a better, more balanced person. And God decided, you know what? Now you get it. So now we see this is Cope.
Straight up cope.
He came in at a low point in his life, and it worked. He went to the gym, he got more fit, and then he got some female attention, probably because he was lifting and on a grind set. And he thought, you know what? Now I'm validated by a woman. I'm mentally well. I'm going to leave the manosphere. And anyone who stays must be the same loser that I was when I first went in. Because no one mentally well would stay, because if mentally well people don't leave, then that means that I'm not mentally well, and that undermines everything that I've done recently and everyone I've thrown under the bus.
I agree. It's the flaw in his logic is astronomical, because I guarantee you, I can say it right now, nobody that's part of the war band is losers or going through something traumatic. No, all of us are pretty fucking successful, or they're on their way to becoming successful. Okay, because we don't have to go through the same traumatic experiences to actually talk about the situation. Just go outside and look around society. We don't have to go through it. We can see it. We can see what's happening to other men. You know, what was it again? A wise man learn from others.
Yeah. Like, a smart man learns from his own mistakes, a wise man learns from others.
And that is definitely what we're doing. I'm telling you right now, chat. We are doing some great things in the background, okay? Great things. And I'm sure you guys already know what Undead Chronic is doing himself as well. All of us, we are not fucking broken like this piece of shit. Okay? We just saying, something ain't going right in society, and society's going on a slow decay because of female nature and the system itself. That's against men. Oh, that means that we have mental health issues? That's crazy, Gray. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. And it's not even like we're just sticking around going, oh, well, things are absolute shit, and that's the end of it. No. We're looking for solutions. We're bouncing ideas off of each other to try to figure stuff out. And on points we disagree, we're having serious but ultimately good-natured contentions because we want solutions.
I agree. We can go to any of my live streams, all right? But 9 times out of 10, it's a different topic, a different subject. Okay. Of course, like you said earlier, Gray, he's the one that watches Fresh and Fit or Fed and Simp, where they talk the same talking points over and over and over again. And the only reason that they have a big audience is because of they bring some low quality young 304s around. Okay, that I think he really does watch Fresh and Fit religiously, because my topics, Under Chronic's topics, Ribby's topics, right? Besides the shorts, right? The shorts, he's always roasting 304s. we all have different opinions almost every time when it comes to at least the live streams, right? Even though we all agree with all with a common denominator of no hymen, no diamond, all of us we talk about various issues within society, whether we agree with each other or not. So I don't know what General Cuck is talking about.
Like, and that's the thing. He's not. His solution basically is, if you're to summarize this video, like if I was to take everything that he said over the past 6 minutes and condense it down into something coherent, the advice that the Manosphere gives out is generic and meant to make you feel good rather than actually provide you with solutions. You should get some therapy, get mentally well, leave the Manosphere, and God will send you
Yeah,
a woman to be in your life who will be right for you.
that's some
And if it
feminist shit.
and if it fails, then you weren't really mentally well and you need more therapy.
Oh, when you put it that way, yeah, that's like I'm surprised you made it 6 minutes, bro. I'm really am because he's making no sense. See, if he actually has some legit or actually, even though if he's wrong, if he has some logical talking points, that's another thing. But like you said, he's making no sense. He's talking about 4 or 5 things at the same time. He's like a fucking gecko, where like one eye here, one eye on the other. Like, like he can't. He's more focused on trashing the manosphere with and having no rebuttal of why. Like, oh, crabs in a bucket. Oh, you got mental illness. Oh, I got a girlfriend now. Oh, she's 300 pounds.
Yeah, and he's not nailing down the specifics. He's essentially projecting his own experience because he's revealed quite a bit. So he's divorced because his wife was doing some shit behind his back. He came to the Manosphere in a low point, started hitting the gym, and as soon as he got some female validation again, he threw it all away and is now coping hard because I think it's the sunk cost fallacy. Like he threw so much stuff away to be with this land whale, he has to believe that it was the right thing to do and that he's well now, rather than being forced to admit, no, dude, you're still not well. You're clearly still have a bunch of shit that you're not over, and that you continue to delete your YouTube channels and continue to make these kinds of inane rants is proof that you're not well.
I definitely agree. He's the epitome of a fucking cope. Epitome. Cause like I said before, if he actually did find the right one, right? Even though his standards are hella low, he would have no time to be making videos like this. None. He'll be busy trying to build his own family and his own life. But no, he's like, oh look, I got attention from Puniti, so I am going to go on a crusade to prove the warband and the ministry are wrong.
Hermit he keeps telling me to like show exactly who this guy's with. It's like, dude, my PC is a freaking clusterfuck of files and they are not well sorted. So
Well,
I can't. Like, I know it's in here somewhere, man, but I can't find it. Like
but
not
even
quickly
Hermit,
anyway.
Even Hermit said the worst part of his betrayal is he shit on everybody that was He was cool with on the way out. Yeah, in the
Mm.
first video he made that went along with talking trash with on the Chronic of the War Band is I know one fast act, I know this guy, I know that guy. You know, we us MGTOW people, we talk about some real shit. As soon as he gets some fucking 300-pound puniti, he doesn't even mention them anymore. He doesn't even acknowledge their existence. Oh, all MGTOW are fucking horrible. Oh, all red pill. Ah. Listen, that in itself is the definition of a very weak man. Because, at least in my opinion, if you are going to change your beliefs, you should have a good reason behind it. Not once in all of his future videos, he gave a legitimate reason, right? A man, and we know with Hammerhand saying that you're supposed to have values, principles, morals, ethics. I don't see shit within his general cognitics. I don't see none of that in him. He has no dignity, no discipline, no nothing. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And that's really what just digs deepest at all of this is that I can't get even who he's trying to fool. He has to be trying to fool himself. Like that's all
Oh,
that comes out of this to me is that this is a man who knows that he's fucked up, who knows that he's done things that are wrong and he should be ashamed of. But rather than admitting that he's wrong, he's fucked up, and he needs help, he's doubling down. Because he doesn't want to go back to that situation that brought him to the manosphere in the first place.
I know that. What the fuck? Damn, Elena's here too. Goddamn. Anyway, um, so when it comes to General Cucknetics, he reminds me of this other famous YouTuber. Have you heard of Onision?
Yeah, he was the guy who, like, his girl was, I think, like, she had an OnlyFans at the very least, and he was openly supportive of it.
Yeah, and he just has that weird fucking. He never admits that he's wrong. He always tries to convince everybody else the very same lie that he tries to convince himself that he's the righteous one and everybody else is bad.
Yeah, I'm honestly willing to bet it's vasopressin. Like that's the thing. Like, if he's getting the hit of vasopressin, that instinctively makes a man want to protect the woman. Like, because that's the thing. Like men, like just telling you just straight up. I don't care how fucking stoic you think you are. If you are regularly having sexual relationships with the same woman for an extended period of time, you are going to develop feelings for her. It is biological. I don't know how many women you have to sleep with in order for that to burn out, but it's at least triple digits because double.
I yeah, I agree. I've seen a good amount of quote unquote bad boys, even though they say, "Oh, I don't want a relationship. You know, I'm just wanting to do my own thing." Blah blah blah. As soon as that bad boy sees that girl talking to another dude, they freak the fuck out in their own way. You know, like, yo, why you talking to that dude, bro? What's up, blah 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 blah. But you know, he has to keep up his bad boy image, right? But he will never admit that he caught the fifis, he caught the feelings for her. And before this disappears, that's another good example. I see Rishi and everybody else saying iDubbbz. Yes, he's another.
iDubbbz, that was the guy. Yeah, Onision was someone else. I'd actually.
No. Onision is another person that is a fucking sociopath or or worse.
Yeah, but
You
it was iDubbbz that had like the whore girlfriend and defended her.
yeah.
I forget exactly what Onision did, but I remember it was some like freaky, creepy shit.
Yeah, he was getting investigated by Chris Hansen.
Yeah, that's the
uh,
thing. It was like I think it was some Hollywood sexual stuff. I was like, yeah, it was some Hollywood sexual stuff.
yeah. Oh, so you were describing the situation that was for a different person. Okay.
iDubbbz, yeah, yeah. I got
Yeah.
Onision and iDubbbz confused.
He's the same person as well that, he wants to convince everybody else the very same coping mechanism that he's trying to convince himself that what he's doing is the right thing and everybody else is just a bunch of haters, which is clearly not the case.
Yeah, it has to be the vasopressin. Like, I'd be curious to see whether men develop anxiety when they're not getting a regular hit of vasopressin, like it's a withdrawal symptom.
That's actually a good question. Hmm.
Because it is a chemical that needs to be replenished on a regular basis. It would make sense for there to be some kind of withdrawal.
You believe that's the case, or
I
like a
think it,
theory?
yeah, not even theory because I have no evidence, pure hypothesis.
Hypothesis.
But I
Okay.
think that but if it could be investigated, and part of the problem is that like vasopressin is not something that's really easy to get in a controlled manner. But it would explain, like, you have a guy who is normally fairly detached when he has one night stands, but then he's with a girl for like a week straight, regularly communicating, regularly in presence, talking, cuddling on the bed, regular physical contact, all that. That activates vasopressin, which is that bonding hormone. Now, it would make sense for there to be some sort of reaction to when that goes down. Because from an evolutionary standpoint, that would be the equivalent of, hey, your woman is no longer around you. The person that is likely going to be a mother for your children is out of sight, away from your touch. That's a problem. You need to fix that. And so,
Right.
a consequence for it. And I think that anxiety would probably be a good guess. So, like, any guys in the chat who've had like long-term relationships where you gave a shit, just think, does that seem like it lines up with your experiences? Personally, I think,
It lines up with mine.
yeah, like I could line it up with mine. So think on that. Purely a hypothesis there, but I think that it
You
is
can.
possible that the anxiety and nervousness comes from a vasopressin withdrawal.
I. Hmm. Yeah, I can see. I see what you're saying. Like, uh, yes, and it can happen in Chad Tyrone's as well. Chat. You gotta understand, of course. Chad Tyrone can get as many girls as he please. All right, that's a given. But you gotta understand, a man having sexual relations is like taking a piss. It's not really anything too crazy for him. But at the end of the day, he still has that one woman, that number one woman that he will like to go home to, right? His main girl, even if it's just for the moment. He has that main girl, and he can go out and have what 10, 20, 50 girls. They're only getting the D. That's it. Everything else, his main woman is getting security, financial, financial security, protection, all that stuff. Right? That's
And women on a
main girl.
subconscious level know this. That's why like they'll share the winner who's having relations with a whole bunch of different women. But what they want is that man to maximize his investment. Like your attention, time, and money, when given to a woman, do create a chemical tie that binds you to her.
Yep. Which is why we say marriage is very important. But
Well, no, but
fuck
this is
marriage.
also why the dolls are a complete game changer. Because, like, and TFM's gone in depth on this, and I'd be curious to talk with Dollhouse Phil a bit more. But apparently, you can develop a vasopressin bond with the doll.
Agreed.
But
Even though
think
I don't
about
have one.
how potent that is. How would you break a vasopressin bond with your doll?
That's a good question. I know a few men that brags about their doll.
That's the thing, is like, but how could you break it? She's not going off doing her own thing. She's always home. She's always in your bed. She has no other needs or life outside of you. You are always going to be refreshing that vasopressin bond unless you intentionally try to break it by, like, putting her in the closet. And if there's the withdrawal, like, you'll want to get her back. Because another random woman isn't going to do it. You're going to have to put your doll away for an extended period of time and try to build a vasopressin bond with another woman. And I mean, it's not impossible, but it's incredibly unlikely that a man would do that of his own free will.
Yeah, that's why we always tell men to walk away if the relationship is over and it doesn't work out, and if she's the one that decides to end the relationship, don't no contact, no nothing. Okay. Because similar to what you're saying, Gray, it's very hard for a man to truly walk away, right? Because as men, we're idealists for the most part, right? On top of the hormone that you're talking about, like we love the ideal of her.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, sorry, Celibate's got a question now.
Oh,
Gray, are you saying that men have emotional connection to their sex dolls? Yes,
yes.
100% Celibate. Men, it's initially purely sexual and they go at them like horny rabbits. But after a while, it becomes as deep an emotional relationship as a man has with a woman.
You know how the game changed when women had birth control and all these not contraceptions, all these uh 30,
Contrace-
is it 30 different birth controls now?
yeah, contraceptives. That's the word.
Contraceptives, yeah. I can't even say the word today. The sex doll changed the game as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just on the woman's side. Celibate, you don't understand because it's a lot easier for you to get a companion.
Yeah, Celibate, straight up, yes. We're 100% serious. Yes, men can form emotional attachments with their sex dolls as rich and fulfilling as their relationships with flesh bag and meat bag women.
You really think men are gonna have the dolls if it was a lot easier for them to go get a mate? No. Majority of men, it's gonna be a fucking crusade, a war, a battle to even get one woman to even look at him at a club or at a bar or wherever it is. All right. It's just to keep it short, the dolls, not only that we don't have to feed them, we don't have to hear them nagging and all the other stuff. They're ready to go when it comes to intimacy. These sex dolls, right? Do you know how much we have to break our fucking backs? The not only um Chad and Tyrone these days, because even Chad and Tyrone these days are kind of feeling it. But the average Joes, they gotta work to death. They gotta do some crazy stuff just to get a little bit of snuggle. Just a little
Honestly,
bit.
like let's even put that out of it for a second. Like, let's assume that the access to sexuality was entirely equal. There are none of the drawbacks to adult. You don't have to entertain her. You don't have to deal with mood swings. At most, you have to moisturize her skin. Like that's about it.
Whoa.
That's all she has to like keep the dust off her, and depending on like what material you get her made out of, you have to perform some basic skincare maintenance and cleaning. That's it. That is all she will ever need from you. She doesn't care whether you live in a fucking shipping container down by the docks or a 7-figure McMansion on a mountain lake. She gives no fucks. And yet, and as Francis says, they don't age. So long as you provide the basic skincare maintenance and care, she is going to stay looking the exact same as when you unboxed her for your entire life.
We're gonna. Do you want to address that one comment by Zemas?
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, sure, we can try that. Don't want a doll. I've been trying not to do that because I feel like it's equivalent to getting a cat. You're going to be forever alone. Zemus, well, that's the thing. Why are you afraid of being forever alone to begin with? It's more so that once you get the doll, yes, there's a very real threat that no woman will be able to satisfy you ever again. Because the instant she starts fucking with you, you're going to be like, well, screw you. I've got my doll. I don't need to deal with this bullshit. Like, if you are so desperate for female companionship, like, well, that's you. The only disadvantage of the doll is that she can't give you children. But,
honestly,
but if you need a female to not be forever alone, like, would you rather be alone with a doll or alone trapped in a relationship with someone that hates you?
I'd much rather be alone with the fucking doll, bro. I've seen relationships like that. They
Because if you
literally, and
think that being married it means that you're not going to be alone, I'd suggest you listen to some of Robin Williams' quotes on the subject.
I explained it yesterday. There's plenty of men, especially in the military, that stops by the bar to get a few drinks, and then they park their car in the driveway and try to gather themselves for 15 minutes around there before they hit the house. If that's imagine how much drama that happens between him and his wife if he has to do all that every day before he goes home.
Like, the
I'd rather be alone.
isolation and the peace are addicting. Maybe that's not what you want. And you know what? That's okay. Like, that's okay. The doll is just an option. It is not a requirement. It is not a prescription. It is an option.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a choice, you know. I'm not. We're not saying, oh, you need to get with the doll. You know, you never mess with Puniti. No, go ahead, mess with Puniti if you want, but we just warn you when it comes to committing with another woman, like actually doing a long-term relation. Because how much proof do you need that throughout all 6 or 7 channels we have in the warband, majority of them shows the horrible behavior and decisions modern women does, and then
Okay.
they perceive
Sorry,
settle.
this is kind of this is kind of funny from celibate. I
Was it,
just don't think it's safe for either males or females to live alone. Celibate.
huh?
For what
Uh,
reason does a man need a woman to feel safe? If he needs an alarm system in the middle of the night, a dog is superior. It is women who have to worry about being alone and living alone. Men don't. They can supplement with a dog.
Uh, Gray, you wanna explain the difference between peace and chaos of men and women? Like, wanna explain that right quick?
Yeah, straight up, I'll make it very simple. Men don't get high off of emotional drama, so they have no need for it. They like peace and quiet. A woman who has peace and quiet for too long inevitably tries to destroy it and often succeeds.
Cause let's keep it real. You really think that there's uh a lot of women out there that's willing to go to a lake, sit there all day?
Okay, sorry, Zenmus
It's
just
example.
sorry, Zenmus
Oh,
just
what's up?
done something. I think we are social creatures and we should be interacting with each other. These issues between men and women will never be corrected if we don't communicate. No one's saying that you don't have to communicate. But why is living and signing a government contract with a woman necessary for this? You can still go out and talk with other people. You can still go out and have a casual conversation with a woman. Why do you need to have a sexual relationship with a woman to fulfill your social obligations? Fucking is one tiny part of the human social experience. Marriage and familial relationships are a tiny part of the human social experience. If you're equating getting into a committed relationship with someone of the opposite gender as basic human communication, that is false. And you're drawing a false equivalence.
I agree. You know the movie with George Clooney where he says he told this one secretary on their way to work, say, "Hey, sell me marriage." And he had every single legitimate rebuttal against her reasoning on why men should get married. And then she broke down and cried. Like, a man doesn't care about being, he can go outside and make friends. He can go outside and talk to any person that he wants as a single man. Why would he be lonely? Oh, will you want kids? Nah, I don't want no kids. Oh, but what about your family? This and this and blah blah. I'm like, no, that's not a legitimate reason whatsoever for a man to sign that government contract. And then she eventually broke down crying. In that one movie, I forgot what it was called. I'll definitely look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember it
But
either. But that's the thing. Like, you can have a doll and that can satisfy all sexual needs and all your vasopressin with female needs, and you can still go out and live a completely normal life beyond that. In fact, you'll probably have better relationships with both men and women because you won't put up with women's bullshit because you want to fuck them, and men won't feel any sort of threat towards the women they're interested in from you because you express no interest in any woman aside from the doll that you have at home and is perfectly fine. Like, seriously, you're going
Yep.
through with post nut clarity for the rest of your life. There's nothing stopping you from living a completely normal life beyond that. And I guarantee you that if Kinetics had found a doll instead of this 300-pound fucking land whale, he'd probably be a lot better off.
I definitely agree, man. And just to keep it simple, at least for celibate, listen, if you're a man, you'll be able to comprehend what I'm talking about. Men, we deal with drama every fucking day, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay, whether it's the pettiest shit or serious shit, men are always dependent on whether it's friends, family, boo thing, blah blah blah, to go out there and get shit done and save the day and you know all this other nonsense. That's why men, we strive for peace and order. But when it comes to women, they get things handed on a silver platter just because they exist. I'm talking about Western women. They get everything handed to them. Okay, they don't have to worry about no crazy drama, no crazy adversity, no obstacle. The only adversity they have to deal with is some mean girls type situation. but it usually goes no farther than that. That's why women in general, they strive for drama, they strive for chaos, because their life is so comfortable, they get beyond bored.
Well, let's finish up with kinetics here because I've actually got 2 other videos sent to me via Discord. So,
I got you, man. Let me go over here. Okay.
all right, here we go.
I was trying to make sense of things, and then I found Rollo Tomasi, and his ideas started to help me make sense of things. And then I got into these groups, and then I realized these people are trash, just like most other social groups in real life.
Really? Real Tomasi? Really?
So he finds Rollo Tomasi. Shit starts to make sense, and then yeah. Oh no. Then he realizes that these people are trash. Yeah, no, it's not as though you were advertising and publicly stating about how good friends you were with other content creators. This wasn't something that you fucking stuck around with for a week or a month or a couple months and then were like completely repulsed by the community. No. You made fucking friends here, or at least you gave the impression that you were making friends here and having good conversations with people. So you're either the biggest fucking two-faced piece of shit that, quite frankly, I've ever met, and I've known a couple of them, or you're lying to fucking cope.
He's two-faced. Because the very first video, he was bragging about all these other MGTOW channels that he associated with.
Like, it wasn't that you fucking watched some Rollo Tomasi videos and then looked at the comment section and talked with people and were immediately repulsed. No, it wasn't until you got your dick wet from a fucking land whale that you suddenly realized these people were trash. Up until then, you were their fucking friends, or at least pretended to be.
Definitely. I wouldn't even say pretend. He's the type of guy that
like that's the thing. If he's being honest, it's one of two things. Either he's being honest right now and he thought all these guys were trash and he was just associating with them for the sake of associating with someone, or he was genuinely liking being with these guys and then decided to throw them all under the bus for some 300-pound yeast-ridden puniti.
Agreed. I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Like, neither of this makes you look good. And the only reason that you're getting this shit out and saying crap like this is because you're trusting that some sort of naive people who don't know your history are going to watch and think that you're telling the fucking truth. But I guarantee you right now, like, fuck, I'm actually curious right now. How many people do I have in the chat right now? Got 44. I've got double the number of people in this live chat watching me roast your ass than you have views on this video. I have tripled your fucking view count with this one live stream tearing you apart.
Oh shit.
And that's just how society is today. I basically only talk to my girlfriend, my son, my parents, and my siblings, and that's it. I'm off like all social media except for YouTube. Even Discord and WhatsApp, whatever, I'm off everything except LinkedIn, of course, for my career. But I'm off everything because everyone turns out to be just a shitty person, right?
So why the fuck? Okay.
Everyone turns out to be a shitty person, yeah, except for the engagement that you had with these people, and that you genuinely bragged about talking about them with some serious, real shit. No, I think, okay, it's that you're a shitty fucking person and you don't give a shit about anyone else. And you're willing to throw everyone under the bus for the next bit of advancement. And you've burned every fucking bridge so that everywhere you go, it's only a matter of time before people realize you're a piece of shit and start calling you out on it.
He started this fire. He started it. He's the one that lit the spark. He made all this happen.
And we've all
He the
been
one that
far, like, just in the course of this one video alone, we have treated him better than he's ever treated anyone in the manosphere.
I definitely agree, because this is insane, bro.
Like, we have given more helpful advice and actually provided pathways to find success on YouTube, like some sort of success in his personal life, and to help with the clear issues that he has. He has not reached out to help anyone. He has only taken and then disposed of people when he could get nothing else out of them.
Completely agree. I agree. Not once in any of his videos, he's actually trying to help the very same people that he's trashing right now, right? You know, because if you're associating with the warband or the manosphere, you have some mental issues. Oh my god. No, he just went and just straight up talking mad trash. No advice, like no rebuttal towards what we're saying. It's crazy.
All he does is talk shit, and he says like, "Oh, but I'm being a good person because these communities are bad, and I'm warning you about them and telling you to get out and get into some feminist therapist chair, and then let God sort the rest of you out."
Yeah, fuck out of here.
All right.
Fuck you. And honestly,
one minute 20 fucking seconds, and then we're done with them.
Only video games, people are complaining about Diablo Immortal being a total corporate cash grab, which is fine. Okay, which is just bad, but for me it's fine because I play it while I'm on the elliptical at the gym because it allows you to play your music in the background.
What did he say?
He plays the new shitty cash grab by Bethesda because it allows him to play his music in the background. He fucking plays games on his phone while he's on the elliptical. Who the fuck goes to the gym to go on the elliptical aside from women?
Yeah, why are you on the elliptical in the first place?
Oh, he's on the elliptical so that he can play games on his phones while still saying that he's going to the gym.
So no wonder he's still a fat fuck.
Maybe that's why he stopped lifting fucking weights, because he couldn't play video games while doing fucking benches and squats.
Honestly, he's lucky. I don't know. Like, I'm telling you, bro. I'm sorry. Like, luckily I never really had to deal with something like this, like a dude trying to play video games while in the gym. But if I associate with him, I'll smack that fucking phone out of his goddamn hand. Like, honestly, why are you in the gym playing? This is why you look like a fucking chickmunk. Fuck.
It's like, and
you there to get some gains.
And seriously, he's like, well, I don't care if Diablo Immortal's a cash grab because it allows me to play my music in the background. As though there is no other fucking Skinnerbox dopamine simulator on phones that allows you to play your music at the same time as the game. Like,
oh no.
Really, no. Diablo Immortal's the only one. Fuck out of here.
And it's fun. It helps keep me sane at work. I'll sit on the toilet and play Diablo Immortal for a few minutes, whatever.
Okay, so that's the thing. He's fucking playing video games while on the shitter at work.
So he's playing video games in the gym. He's playing video games at work on the fucking. Oh my god. Okay. I got nothing to say about that because I probably just ramble.
Yeah,
Man,
keep in mind the topic of his video here, in which he's talking about how he plays Diablo Immortal while on the elliptical and on the shitter at work to keep himself sane. I think this is a man who thinks that he is mentally well and that God sent him someone to be in his life because he'd finally achieved mental wellness. And he left the manosphere because it's full of mentally unwell people. And he's straight up saying he needs to play Diablo Immortal at work and at the gym to keep himself sane. Square that fucking circle.
And I'm gonna keep it real. Chat, there is no issue with playing video games. None. But like what Gray said, if you're here playing video games, first off, on the elliptical, at the gym, and at work while you're taking a shit, I'm assuming that he goes to the bathroom all the time. That's not fucking normal, right? Especially when he says he has to stay sane. Like, I didn't catch that. Gray told me that. That is so this is pretty much a solid proof of his cope.
This man is just self-admittedly that he is mentally unwell, and he is treating himself, medicating himself with a fucking shitty video game that he's probably blowing all his fucking money on. Because if he's that mentally committed to Diablo Immortal, I'm willing to bet he's dumped a shit ton of money into it.
Yeah, if he's willing to play.
And he's trying to say that he knows better, and that his advice, if you follow his advice, then you'll be as successful and well-balanced and mentally healthy as him, rather than being in that toxic manosphere.
Remember, gentlemen, you really gonna follow a guy that says that he needs to play video games on the shitter at work or on the elliptical in the gym just to stay sane? You really gonna listen to a guy like that? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Not once. We brag about, oh, I play video games here. I play video games there. Yeah, I play video games all the time. Blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you, you would not be taking my channel seriously if that was the case. We're too busy for that shit. We play video games when we can.
Yeah, it's like, look, I've honestly spent more time making video games in the past week than I have playing them.
Yeah, I'm still hyped about that video game. I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah, like it's like I'm gonna just focus on giving it like the bare bones, but I think Flappy Frog can go beyond the original Flappy Bird. There's a lot of potential for mechanical depth there, but just focus on making a functional game first and then add a bunch of bells and whistles.
That's true. Let's finish this cringe because he's pissed me off.
57 seconds. We're almost done, people. Home stretch.
I role play at the gym for, on the elliptical. It helps, keep my mind going while I'm doing cardio, that kind of thing. So it's not, boring, 43 minutes, that kind of thing. And,
43.
43 minutes on the elliptical.
Where's Evil Hermit? Where's Evil Hermit? I know he's in the chat. Hold up.
Hermit. Well, hey, just give me your gut reaction to this statement. 43 minutes on the elliptical.
Evil Hermit, where you at? I gotta see what you got. I need to see your response, bro.
I think it's something along the lines of this.
I guarantee you, man. Evil Hermit, 43 minutes on the elliptical. 43 minutes. Let me know how you feel about that. Cause me, especially as a sergeant in the military, I would have smoked the dog shit out of that motherfucker.
When I was like just starting to do some gym exercise in college and I had like a routine rotation, 43 minutes would have been my entire time at the gym. Fucking going in there and working myself to the fucking bone. leaving exhausted and sore.
Agreed. If I was in a rush, 45 minutes is literally the minimum. I'm trying to get all my lifting in and stuff. And cardio should be no longer, in my opinion, it should be no longer than 10 minutes.
Like straight up, like some advice that I've been given is like some of the best cardio is the hardest, fastest run you can for about 5 to 10 minutes, first thing in the morning.
Yes. And on the treadmill, ain't no fucking elliptical. The fuck you mean, bro?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It wasn't even on the treadmill that was advised. It was just like fucking go outside and run around in nature and shit, like on the sidewalk. Seriously, if you get out like between like 5 and 6:30 in the morning, it's a great time to go running.
Oh, it's fun and all until you forget your water source. Then it's pretty much hell.
No, it's only 5 to 10 minutes, man. I ain't taking a water break after 5 to 10 minutes of running.
We're sprinting. Okay,
That's the
we
thing,
ain't
like,
do
yeah, like
marathon.
It's fucking sprinting. I'm not running a marathon here. Hermit. Just,
to the,
yeah, Hermit. Fucking message me on Discord, man. Where the fuck are you here? There you go. Can I invite you into the voice call? 1 second here.
Hello?
Yo, there you are. All right. Sorry, let's get
What's up?
there. Let's get everyone in here as well. I think I hung up on Yeetus by accident. Yeah, let's get you on the screen
Can you
too.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Hermit.
Yeah, dude, this guy is so cringe. I don't even know how you guys can watch this video for that long.
Extensive breaks to fucking roast it. Jesus.
But yeah, and you don't want to do too much cardio. You want to do weights first and then cardio because you want to use up all your glycogen for your weight training. So you do weight training first and then cardio, or you do cardio first thing in the morning on an empty stomach.
Yeah. All right, let me. Jeez. There.
Then you just gonna leave me like that?
Sorry, I tried to add Hermit and ended up like just opening him solely. So I'm not.
I was
great
going
at
on a whole
Yeetus?
right now. Literally, I was going on a whole story, and then I realized, yo,
Sorry.
what the fuck?
Sorry, my bad. Still getting used to this.
But either Hermit, would you agree? I don't know if you ever ran in the winter, but at least I had to do it in the military, and it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge, especially.
Well, like, I'm definitely not running in the cold unless I'm running from like the cops or something. So, yeah, the cold sucks and running sucks. But if you really need to do cardio for 30 minutes after your weight training routine, because you want to burn up all your glycogen on your weight training routine, and then you want to do cardio after because it goes straight for the fat. Or you want to do cardio first thing in the morning on an empty stomach.
Well, keep it real. What would you do if you, let's say you're like you say you do personal training, right? What would you do?
A little bit on the weekends.
Yeah, what would you do if you caught somebody doing 43 minutes on the elliptical?
And that's all they did. I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, even
honestly, it's normally women do that shit. I never see men do that kind of shit.
He's trying to play his Diablo Immortals, right? That's what the game is called.
Yeah, Diablo Immortal.
Well, you guys been to the gym and you see all the girls, they call them gym bunnies, and they literally just stay on the ellipticals and treadmills, and they're like terrified of the weight room section. You never see them over there. That's what that reminds me of.
I agree. I'm not surprised if women do that. You know, honestly, at this point the bar is set so low. I'll give props that they even hop on the fucking elliptical, right? But
they do the elliptical for that ass, man. Like the elliptical is basically where they show off that booty.
The
booty
hottest girls that I know train like power lifters. They do squats and deadlifts 3 times a week. There's only a handful of them at the gym that do, but they are so fucking hot just from squats and deadlifts, dude. They got tiny waist, fat asses, but most girls don't train like that. They're on the fucking treadmill or the elliptical.
How many of them are scared of the weight room because as soon as they do a squat, they piss themselves?
Well,
Oh God! Did you see that video, Yeetus?
that's the biggest thing. They don't want to gain. They think that they're gonna look like those steroid using women.
Well, yeah, most women think if they touch a weight once, they'll like bulk up like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like that's not the. First off, they don't have the testosterone, so if they're lifting weights like a man, they're just gonna get nice and toned. They're not gonna get all bulky unless they're on some shit.
I do like some toned women. Just putting it out there. If she keeps herself in shape, not muscular, but if she's toned enough where you can see the definition. Yeah.
You ever see Dana Lynn Bailey, that bodybuilder chick?
No, but I'm assuming I'll know who she is. Let me look it up.
Yeah, she's got black hair. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen her if you watched any fitness YouTube. She is way too big. Her shoulders are like bowling balls. It's like, oh.
Is that the one that worked with CT Fletcher? Or
The
she did work out with CT Fletcher.
Her proportions look weird.
Well, yeah, she's like a bodybuilder, so she's probably on something. Her shoulders are way too big. She looks like a fucking dude, and you just like glued a chick's head onto her.
So Abby from The Last of Us.
Yeah, pretty much. I would rather smash that than fucking General Kinetics' fat 300-pound girlfriend, though.
But Island Hermit, the biggest thing is, as a like I said before, when I was a sergeant in the military, if I saw that shit, if a motherfucker was on a elliptical for 43 minutes straight, I will smoke the dog shit out of him. That means exercise, chat. I will make that motherfucker do so many push-ups, sit-ups, V-ups, whatever it is. Well,
see, you can get away with that in the military. I can't be in my gym going full CT Fletcher, making people cry. I'll get fired.
Yeah. You can't do it in the gym. No. But I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if I caught a soldier doing that stuff, no. Like, what? Okay, how many calories you will burn on the elliptical for around 45 minutes? 200.
Well, I know if I'm on the treadmill for 30 minutes, I'll put it on a 7 incline, and I'll put it at like 3.4, 3.5 miles per hour, and that's about 300 calories. So, like, I don't know, probably 350, 400 max on the elliptical.
If you have time to play Diablo Immortals, I'm yeeting your fucking phone. Like, I'm sorry. It's I don't know. I think it's disrespectful to me in my time, and I'm sure you as a personal trainer, you'll feel the same way.
Well, no, I think it's very telling though, like why he says it, because he is doing it to keep his mind occupied. And this is something that I've noticed with a couple guys, and usually it's guys who have some kind of anger issue. They don't like being alone with their thoughts for any length of time.
See, I like being alone. I prefer being alone, and I tell people that, and they don't believe me. They think I'm lying, and it's like, no, I prefer it this way.
I'm the same way, but at the same time, if I have to socialize, right? If my close friends wants to go out into town and do some socializing, I'm good with socializing. Like, I'm not antisocial. I'm pretty great talking to men and women, right? Especially the women. But if I don't have to, I'm chilling on my own.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I can do it, but I prefer not to.
Yeah, no, but it's going beyond just being alone. When I say alone with the thoughts, I mean free of distractions. I see this with guys who they always need the radio going. Anytime there's an option to have some kind of like audio distraction, or they always need the TV on to do anything.
Yeah.
Like
my distraction is the fan.
Like, I like being just alone to think about stuff, or
Like
to
if I'm
run
at work,
through-
I'm always listening to something, but that kind of just makes my work day go by faster. Like normally I'll listen to like a Red Pill podcast or something, or like a bodybuilding podcast or something, but that kind of just makes the work day go by faster.
I can sit outside on a patio and just chill, like just enjoy the the birds being fucking annoying, and people trying to speed up and down the street, and probably a couple of neighbor drama. But besides me having I like fans. I can't, like, fans are the shit. I don't give a fuck. I have a fan on during the winter, but besides
Now
that, I can
I
literally
just
sit out
want
and
I just
chill.
want to know how General Kinetics goes to the gym, but he's still that fat. Like, is he not cutting his calories, or is he just fucking around, or what?
I'm the same way. How do you have like fucking 15 videos of you going to the gym, and and you look like a fucking Michelin man? Like,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like trying to show off, but he looks like the Marshmallow Man. He's like, yeah, look at all these fat gains. Like, yeah, dude, you went on a forever bulk. Congratulations.
what do you have to say about that, Gray? Because this is insane, bro.
like, jeez, this guy, he's like a fucking obese chipmunk on fucking crack, and like this video would be better for him. He'd have a better image of himself if he just knew when to shut the fuck up. I mean, he could have
Gray, how
ended
long
this video
before you think he deletes his channel? Probably tomorrow, after he notices this.
Assuming he notices this, but yep.
Like after Chronic roasted him, he deleted his channel, and then he came back within a few weeks, and then he was talking shit about me and SCE, and neither one of us did anything to him, so I roasted him and he deleted his channel. And then after the TFM video where I got TFM to super chat, he deleted his channel again, but then he came back. It's like, dude, just go away. Like, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah, we roasted him as well. Me and Gray, we roasted him.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he definitely didn't like that. That's why he was talking mad shit when in one of Under Chronic's live streams. He's like, "Oh, you just say shit. You just won't do nothing. Blah blah blah." Bro, I will put you in the fucking ground.
I think I've seen that.
I'm pretty sure
He was
Yeetus,
talking bad shit.
Yeetus has put tougher men than this doughboy in the ground.
Right. Like, he makes some, like, okay, I'm gonna put it out there. Why does he make the weirdest fucking faces when he talks?
Honestly, I think it's high levels of estrogen. Like, it's part of the soy boy face, and soy boys tend to have like low T, high E. So I'm willing to bet that it's a fucking estrogen thing.
It's because he thinks
Well,
he's
it
funny?
is proven the more body fat that you have, the more estrogen that you have in your body.
I agree. Herman, that's facts. So that definitely explains a lot. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he thinks he's funny, because I'm sure you guys saw his previous videos. Like, anytime he's done talking, he just makes like the weirdest fucking mental health face. Like, it's not normal. It's not.
Dude, I watch his videos and I'm just like, this guy looks like a school shooter. Like CNN or one of the other fucking fake news medias are gonna pull this dude and they're gonna use him to attack the manosphere because they're gonna be like incel radical extremist, and they'll try to paint us all like him. That's why he just needs to get the fuck off the internet.
His FBI agent is probably very frustrated that he keeps deleting his channel, because it's hard to pin him down as a manosphere content creator when he keeps wiping himself out every couple weeks.
Yeah, his FBI agent keeps trying to give him free guns and pointing him in the directions of his school, but he deletes his channel before he can do that.
Oh my god, what if his fucking girlfriend is his FBI agent and she's trying to get him to build up content in the manosphere, but he's too much of a bitch to stick around past any smoke that he receives?
Yeah, and you know how many wires he could hide under all them fat rolls too? She could hide.
Oh god. Anyway, come on, let's see how much he's able to self-destruct himself in the last 47 seconds.
And when the game gets to being a
well, I just think it's really funny how he can talk shit about anybody, because it'd be one thing if his girlfriend was hot, it would still be bad, but she's like 400 pounds and the most hideous fucking thing I've ever seen. And he's like, "Oh yeah, fuck you guys are incels. Look at what I'm fucking." It's like, dude, I would legit rather put my dick in a guillotine.
I mean, like, sorry, but I'm just gonna fucking keep it 100 here. I have more respect for John Anthony Lifestyle getting some bussy than for him getting with a WAN whale.
Money, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
uninstall and walk away from the game. And what I found is
I don't know.
it's just
I don't know
another
who's worse,
cesspool
John
of
Anthony
shitty,
or
stupid
fucking
people,
Kinetics.
because
Oh, Kinetics by a long shot. Like,
They're both
John
pretty
An-
bad.
yeah, but like John Anthony at least has some standards. And he's also not as much of a two-faced fucking Judas. He's been fairly consistent.
And he hasn't deleted his channel 20 times.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Kinetics, that's... yeah, sorry, Kinetics. Like, you are worse off than fucking John Anthony Lifestyle.
I'm surprised he hasn't showed up in the chat yet.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even realize this is going on. I am fairly new to the warband. But come on, let's just get through the last 36 seconds of this, give our final thoughts, and then we'll jump to someone else's cringe.
that's just how our society
All right.
is today.
I'm probably
And it's
gonna jump
sad,
off
but it's
though.
what-
My phone keeps breaking up and my battery's low. It was nice talking to you guys though.
All right. You're always welcome, Herman.
I'll be hanging out in the chat. All right, see you guys.
All right. 32 more seconds.
whatever. And maybe someday I can find some decent social groups before the apocalypse. Who knows? I honestly don't know. But the thing that is just that these manosphere guys, it's now in 2022 a cult ideology, just like these leftist feminist groups, just like the leftist groups in general. It's just on the other side of the spectrum, and that's just something to understand and realize. It's sad, but the game is what it is. So.
Wow. So he finally manages, after outing himself as a fucking psychopath gaming addict who his workout at the gym consists of 43 minutes on the elliptical. He finally manages to work his way back to, oh yeah, my original point was that the manosphere is a cult and like feminism. I wish I could say that's the worst cringe we're going to see tonight, people. But we have more. And I have no idea what's coming. So, refill your drinks, gentlemen. This is probably going to hurt a lot. And if you want to know who you have to thank for this, you can thank Success Pool Endeavors.
Damn. I keep fucking up. But General Kinetics is a sorry excuse for a fucking man, gentlemen. Okay. He has no backbone and he's willing to side. Listen, that's the abundance of estrogen he has in his fucking body. That's one of the main reasons. He has no values, no nothing to have. He has no 10 toes down, if you get what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
He literally is the type of person that, if shit gets rough, he will easily side with the fucking enemy. He's that type of guy.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Rishi just said something, so here, chat. Here's something a little less unpleasant for your eyes.
I can't see it. Hold up. What? In the chat or in the video?
Just look on the video stream right now.
All right, hold up. Oh, yep, of course.
Thank you, Rishi.
I'm not surprised.
So now let us meet, according to Success Pool, and I believe him on this, Oki's idol and hero. I don't know if I can say this name on YouTube.
No, but
So
he
I'm
has
not
a
going to. So I'll just call him Max. This is Max.
he has a hard on for Under Chronic. So let's put that out there. He has he's obsessed with Undead Chronic. Don't know why.
Yeah, so yeah, fair warning to chat. D-Man is straight up saying, yeah, this video is disgusting. So actually, hold on a second. D-Man 50 successful. Is this going to get this stream deleted?
Doubt it.
No, I'm just checking, guys. Like for the sake of chat.
Worst comes to worst, this will get age restricted.
Well, to be fair, it's not exactly kiddie content to begin with. Yeah, cesspool. I'll send you the link to that, or Rishi, if you can send it to like cesspool. So.
Well, that's what happened with my
okay.
Stay Safe video. It got age restricted, so this might happen as well.
All right. Well, hi Susan, and whatever poor soul Susan made watch this. I apologize for nothing. I apologize for chat. I do not apologize to Susan's moderator.
I don't apologize to chat either. You know what you're getting into.
Here we fucking go. I don't know what's coming, but it promises to be good, or at the very least cringe. Let's see how far we get before I pause and have to say something. Although, just before we begin...
Every 20-30 seconds.
Good evening, welcome to the Alec Madness. I couldn't sleep, so do you think I'm going to let the Sunday, Monday evening until I go and put myself into my melatonin coma? Do you think as I go into the Howling Madness, preparing in a few weeks to get out there into the street interviews, whoremongering, maxing on the street, that I'm not going to start getting hyped up for the whole? It's like the month leading up to the Olympic Games, baby. These are the whoremongering Olympics, the maxing Olympics. And this is that's right, this is my inspirational dance. Let me get it going here.
Oh no. Oh no. He's a fat fuck.
I wondered why he was fucking crouching. He set up this camera position in advance. What is the most anxiety? Sorry, I'm just gonna see if I can find a good anxiety-inducing chord here. I'm hitting 3 fucking black keys, so.
Hey, chat, you saw his gut? I saw his gut. Oh, don't tell me he's in the Speedo. Oh.
I don't know where it is, but I'm going to get it somewhere. Okay, there we go. There we go.
The actual fuck?
Is anyone else just weirdly distracted by it's like he's got fucking nipple tassels, but no, they're just his actual nipples bouncing around.
This killed my buzz.
I'm sorry, chat. Cesspool. Like,
I'm pissed off. I'm actually pissed off right now. This killed my buzz. Fuck this.
Yeah, no, sorry. I can't fucking have any fun with this, guys. I can't. I can't. Like, damn. Here's the fucking video address right here, people. If you ever need to sober somebody up in less than 2 minutes.
Oh, this dude.
Congratulations.
Chat. This is the very same person that will go after Undead Chronic and the Warband. Keep that in mind. These motherfuckers. These type of dudes or girls that does some cringiest fucking I don't know what to call this. They're the ones that go after Undercrank and the Warband. Just keep that in mind.
You know what? Fucking, I'm just gonna give my keyboard the five finger slap here, cause like, just fair warning for your fucking ears.
I need to get another drink. Fucking fuck.
God, it's sad that this is actually more pleasant to look at. Alrighty, so
Wait, did you get the other guy? The one with the one that Cesspool sent yesterday. Here, I got the link. I don't know if he sent it to you or not.
no, I don't think so.
Okay, I got you. It's a guy that his name is Rodney. Rodney, yeah.
Alright, now I did get one from PK Grows, however, so we'll see how long.
Okay.
This
I
one might
got
be
you.
interesting, but what you got, Yeet? Let's take a look.
It's an hour long, but he has something against MGTOW, Red Pill, and all the groups.
Okay, well this will take fucking ages to get through. So, let's have chat decide.
Yeah.
Do we bounce? I put a 1 in the chat for Amanda, put a 2 in the chat for Rodney. 1 for Amanda. Actually, you know what? Shit, I can probably create a poll.
Oh yeah, you could.
Like a real, like a real YouTuber. Hold on. Where the heck? Yeah, I can create a chat. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna noodle around on the keyboard for a couple minutes while y'all decide. Jesus. Won't say the word's name in vain.
I'll say Rodney because I'm sure he might have points that makes more sense, in my opinion. But if you guys want Amanda, right, you're gonna roll some thotties. I'm cool with that as well.
To be fair, they've probably earned a piece of eye candy at least after that last video.
What does she look like anyway? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I got a 5, maybe a 6.
5. Damn, a 5 would. Oh, she's a little bit. I want to say she's overweight, but yeah, she's up a couple pounds.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen what's been going on in the general chat on Discord?
General, like which one? Warband chat or
Warband chat? Yeah. I had to ban somebody.
Oh, yeah. That bit, yeah. Yeah, that was mentioned to me by Saturn, so if you dealt with that, good.
Yeah, either a sick fuck or a glowy.
Yeah, he's like false fucking flagger. Like, there's certain things that you don't talk about on fucking Discord. Like, you don't want to get the entire fucking channel yeeted for bullshit.
But it's probably General Kinetics, right?
No, honestly, I think that would require too much thinking ahead for him.
You're not wrong. I guess you guys wanna see some female nonsense.
Yeah, we're straight up at a 2-1. So, yeah, we'll bounce into Amanda, and maybe we'll have a bit of time for Rodney afterwards. So, all right. So 63 to 37%. We're going with Amanda.
Yeah, we can continue the Rodney thing in the future. So.
Oh yeah, honest. Kind of like red pill cult meeting. I wouldn't mind making this somewhat of a regular thing. Like just going in and basically like if the haters aren't going to come to us, fuck it, we'll go to them.
We go to the haters.
And plus I get to noodle around on the keyboard. It gives me a nice reason to. Okay, opening criticism. Her fucking audio balance is goddamn terrible. It is way too hard in the right ear and basically non-existent in the left ear.
Okay, so it's not just me.
No, that is straight up poor audio balance. I'm willing to bet that she either commissioned or listened to the audio only through her speakers. Because like that's the kind of thing that if you're wearing even a half decent pair of headphones, you detect immediately. So, first criticism, 6 seconds in. I don't think that's a record, but it's not a good sign.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Amanda. On this channel, I discuss manifestation, spirituality, personal development. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching courses, coaching packages, where to find me.
She mentioned spirituality.
Oh
you
yeah.
already know. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's already started.
Yeah, like basically giving us her entire bloody resume right out the gate. Is like, Anyway, chat wants the video a bit bigger, so I'm just gonna try to arrange a couple things.
Speak about zodiac sign and how the stars align and.
Okay. I think that if we want to actually understand what the hell she's saying, we gotta put this at 0.5 speed. Let's go back a couple
seconds. Personal development, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching courses, coaching packages, where to find me on other social media platforms, any of my digital products. All that information will be down in the description box below. Just click that
She's a grifter.
link.
And not even just a grifter. A bad grifter. Because she fired off basically everything that she does. She really dumped her fucking resume. We're not even 30 seconds into this. I had to play her at half speed just to understand what the heck she's saying she does. You mind, one-on-one coaching. This is someone who genuinely thinks that you should pay her money to have a private conversation with her and that she has answers for you on your life.
And that's the biggest thing, women, when they put on 10 pounds of makeup, they believe they don't have to put no effort whatsoever in their content.
I mean, now, personally, I can actually dump this now because, you see, when I shill, I just say, if you like the content here and you want to finance me hiring a whole bunch of slaves to increase the quality of my content through animation, 3D modeling, and whatever the hell else I can pay people to do, donate at paypal.me/redcrownmedia. Can't be the Grey Ghost because PayPal's a bitch about changing the names of your paypal.me, so that's what we got.
Oh, you don't have that pin? You should pin that.
Yeah, I can pin that. It's the first time posting it, so yeah,
it's all good.
Terrible fucking show. I have how many hours into the stream? Yeah, two and a half hours into the stream, and then my first shill.
That means you're serious about your work, like very serious about your work. But just emphasize on the PayPal. Gentlemen, the money that you were trying to donate to the Gray Ghost before on my channel, perfect opportunity to support your boy, the Gray Ghost. All right. This is literally his. Is this your first show?
Yeah, my first show.
Yeah, this is very first show. So whenever you want to donate, any donations, he's definitely appreciative about it, because more art, the better, right? Once again, the production is the most important. I want artwork. The Gray wants more animation. Ribby wants more booze. Underchronic wants that kush. We all got different objectives, but believe me, your hard-earned money that you donate will go to good use.
Yeah, like this art, like the money that's spent here is going to go straight into paying artists and purchasing more asset packs so that you can get more scenes like this temple background we got going on. So that's where your money's going. Like I can look after my own expenses with other labor. Although if you guys ever get to the point where you're dropping enough that I can quit my job, well, then I'm going to have to start showing you guys receipts for how I spend the money. So, but that's a long ways off. So for now, let's get back to this because, well, playing her at half speed does make it sound like she's drunk. She is actually legible. Let's see if it's going to be necessary for most of this video.
Also, big announcement, we will be launching the YouTube community here very, very soon. I don't have a specific date because I'm just trying to figure out a lot of back-end stuff and want to give you guys some amazing perks with that. So that will be launching soon. And also I have released my You Are the Prize specific person self-concept one-on-one coaching
You go to regular speed. He's annoying me.
Maybe we'll take her up to 0.75. Well,
Just
we'll see if
like
normal. We'll see if we can survive her at normal, and if not, then we'll go to 0.75.
All right.
Yeah. Also, good night, Hermit. Thanks for calling in. I always appreciate having you on the stream, man. Like honestly, one second. Fucking sub to Hermit, people. Like, if you're gonna follow my content, you better follow Hermit too. Because he's been posting a heck of a lot longer than me, and he posts a heck of a lot more frequently than I do. So, yeah. Go sub to Evil Hermit, people. He's earned it.
Yes.
Alright. Normal speed. Okay, sorry. Before we do that, I just gotta fucking say a couple things here, purely from a production standpoint, because I'm fucking anal like this. Chords and shit and this stuff in the background is distracting. Tilt your goddamn camera like 10 degrees to the left, or shift your composition or something. This crap is distracting and unnecessary and takes away from everything. Like the fuzzy pink pillow's kind of bad enough, but that's not near as offensive as seeing this brand new equipment. Like you see this cord here? This is a cord that just got fucking plugged in. I'm willing to bet most of this shit here is brand fucking new. So
I agree.
So to all the, the zero of her simps that are watching this is what your money went towards. This fucking distraction is like, what? Is she literally just filming this right beside her kitchen? Just tilt this and get fucking blank wall or something. This is distracting. Video composition 101, remove distracting elements. And then also, her delivery is terrible. Don't do your shit in one take. If you're flubbing your lines like this, either redub it, which would be the highest level of professionalism, or at least do what I do and cut out all the bullshit. You just go in, find all the dead air, the ums, the uhs, the stutterings, and just cut it. Yeah, it won't look great in video. It'll look kind of choppy, but that's fairly standard for YouTube. Like, seriously, I put more effort into clips from streams than she does into promoting her own business.
I agree. All the top content creators, not once I had to worry about looking at cores like this in the background and the fuzzy pink pillow and all that. Literally, and once again, like I explained before, nothing but laziness. She believes she could just put all this makeup on and stuff, and that's all she needs to do. You know, she just.
I know. And then on the other thing, and I just noticed it because her shirt pattern actually hit it. She's got the freaking clip mic,
which is even worse.
And you can also see, like, she's got some kind of sports bra or something on off to the side as well. Like this, nothing. She spent more time fucking having her face done up than she did picking out a decent outfit for the shoot. And all the money that I assume she's getting from this business, and she's got a clip mic instead of a directional mic. You can pick up a decent directional mic suitable for this kind of composition for less than $50.
She put all that money to her makeup.
God. Yeah.
But the biggest thing is, I would excuse all of this if she actually has some good content. You know, if she actually has something worthwhile to talk about, then I could give this video here a pass. But I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Yeah, sorry. I actually just got a message from chat to check the PayPal, and like, wow.
Uh-oh. You got some good old donations?
Yeah, it's trying to see where I can check exactly how that all came. Yeah, Alexander. Alexander David. I see what you're doing there. That's nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
But yeah, let's see what she has to say.
All right.
For self-study only. So I used to do this course only if you purchase like a package with me, which included one-on-one coaching and the communication app. But I ended up releasing it just as a self-study option. So if you were interested in that and maybe it was just too much at the time, you couldn't afford the one-on-one coaching with it, guess what? The course is now available to everyone as a self-study option, and there is payment plans available. So that is also down in the link below.
Keep in mind, we are now a minute and a half into a 13-minute video. The topic is how to persist through no contact with your specific person. All she has done so far is show her stuff.
They talk about payment plans. Is your payment plans? Are you
payment plans to talk with her? Well, let me straight up. Number one, I've already handed out more valuable information roasting her for free by giving people free tips on video composition, outfit size, and superior technology. I've already helped her more in this first minute and a half of her video than she's helped anyone, and it isn't going to cost anyone a cent.
I really do hope she has something to say. I really hope. Oh.
Well, I'm gonna speed her up until she actually gets to something that isn't shilling. So, chipmunk mode engaged.
Yep.
Now in today's video, I want to talk about no contact situations when it comes to a specific person. So when I first manifested a specific person into my life, it was now I think almost like 6 years ago that when I
Manifested. She manifested a specific person into her life.
What kind of delusion? Okay.
It's basically where if you think about it really, really hard, you get it. Is that not the peak female mindset? They literally believe that if they just want something badly enough, it comes into existence for them.
I agree. Like that's definitely the peak female mindset. That is the delusion. I can't comprehend. It's that bad right now.
But apparently, this was 6 years ago. So let's see what happened.
first manifested that first specific person, and I just kind of wanted to prove something to myself that I could do it, and I did. I was in a no contact situation in that moment. Now I know that it can be very uncomfortable. It is honestly very painful. Had many tears and crying at night. You know, I look back now and I'm like, why did I even care? But you know what? When we're in these circumstances, when we're living in these circumstances, it just feels like that is like the end of the world, right? Like nothing else matters but this thing, and I feel like I can't go on with my life because I just want this person. I just want this person to communicate with me. I just want them to text me. So I understand like how uncomfortable it can be and how painful it really is, and how much honestly it really does suck, right?
So, to summarize, 6 years ago, she got into a long distance relationship and is very clingy.
Gentlemen, you notice how women in general, when they tell a story, they never get to the point right away. Unlike men, we tell, like what Dave Chappelle always says, who, what, when, where, why. That's literally how men tell stories.
I put her at 2 times speed and I still told her story faster than she did.
Literally, you only took what, 10 seconds? Less than that. Oh man, this is why I agree with Patrice O'Neal when he says like I honestly did that myself. I literally say, hey, what's the end of the story? What happened before I even invest in the entire story? Because I'm telling you, gentlemen, if you ever had to deal with the boo thing, you can relate. They never it's a never ending venting / they just want to talk story.
Yeah. Also, good night, Mile High Ronin. Like, honestly, you guys are all troopers. It's midnight here, and I'm sure all of you have some different time zones, so I do appreciate you guys sticking around for this. We're going to go till about 1 o'clock EST, so another 52 minutes. By the looks of it, we'll be able to speed through her and get to, what was it, Ronald? Anyway.
Well, I'm about to head out after this video, so...
All right, well then I'll roast Ronald or Roland or whatever with chat afterwards.
I'll check it out. I'll be in the chat. I'll be in the chat.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's speed run through this.
Right, but in my coaching journey, what I learned is when I coach clients one-on-one, when they are in no contact situations, like no contact at all, no texting, nothing, maybe sometimes even blocked, I feel that they are better in persisting in their end and have less triggers versus when I coach someone that is kind of needing to deal with that specific person a little bit more often, is seeing them, maybe they're friends, maybe they're co-parenting, whatever it is. I have seen that people in no contact are less triggered and can kind of persist more. So that's just my own viewpoint on it. That's just what I've seen from a...
So, takeaway lesson. You are less emotionally volatile when you cannot contact the object of your session versus periodic contact. Okay. Again, doesn't take long to explain, but I'm sure she felt very smart for having discovered this.
From a coaching perspective versus coaching someone that is in contact with their person and there's a little bit more triggers there, which is why I have the Voxer communication app in my coaching packages, because I know how it is to be triggered and wanting to like go off on that person or text them or even check the 3D or whatever it is. So that's why I have the communication app for my clients to not go out there, go onto the communication app, communicate with me, let me talk you through it if you need it. But that's just what I've seen.
So her strategy is to replace you communicating with the object of your obsession with you communicating with her.
So she's still grifting.
Yeah, she's grifting, but the grifting market is like, hey, whenever you feel like talking to this person who you're emotionally invested in, talk to me instead using this app that is specifically, like, guess what? I have an app that can call anyone. It's called a fucking phone. It comes installed by default on my phone.
It's like, remember, pay 12 payments of $50 for you to talk to me for like 2 minutes. Oh shit, she's a female version of Cuck Murphy.
I don't
Not
know,
completely, but when it comes to the grifting, yes.
okay, dude. I can't think of a Manosphere content creator, not Entre Cucks and Cars, not Cut Greg Adams, not Jack Murphy, that fucking shilled their services this hard. We are only 4 minutes into this.
The video is pretty much 1/3 of the way done, and she's still shilling.
Yeah, like the only salient, like she hasn't even gotten to the how to persist through no contact. Instead, she's saying that people who have absolutely no contact are able to not be as emotionally volatile as people with partial contact. Okay? See where she's going anywhere with this.
So if you are in no contact, I know that it can feel like the end of the world. I know it sucks. I know it's painful. But you are in a bit of an advantage here, because the only reason, if there's no contact, complete no contact, no more checking social media. That's what I also mean to, like, no more checking social media. Nobody should be checking the social media if it's triggering you, or you're like intentionally going on that social media page to like look for something or evidence, or they're targeting that person.
You're telling women not to go on social media.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. That ain't gonna happen.
Honestly, I think that, you know what? It's foolproof. Because she can give this advice to a woman knowing that they will never ever follow it. So they can never ever say that what she's doing is absolute bullshit, because they always break one of the things that she says. It's like telling a dude, hey, dude, never get a boner. If you get a boner, then you fail, and it's your problem.
Right, like, don't look at that fat ass, bro. Don't look at that ass right there. Don't do it. She thick as fuck, Joe, but hey, don't look at it, bro. Don't do it. 9 times out of 10, the man's gonna do it. I'm sorry, chat. Us men, we can't help it. That's just in our nature. We gotta check it out. You know what I'm saying? Similar to social media, right? Because like what Gray said, you know, it's nothing but endless validation and attention. Women can't resist. They just can't.
What's a woman going to do in the modern era without social media?
Nothing, really.
They don't have anything else.
No, they base their whole career around social media. So I
they have
agree.
entire careers based on social media. Yeah, it's basically like, yeah, I wrote for a blog and watched a course on writing blogs and ate a bunch of fancy overpriced bullshit, and I'm making 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
Like, believe me, like, it's shit like that makes it hard to actually, defend millennials and Gen Z. Is like, because no, I know these people fucking exist, and I want to throttle them even more than any other generation. So
I definitely. So she's not completely dumb. I believe she knows what she's doing when it comes to the social media aspect, at least.
Yeah, like, because let's be honest, like, all she's doing is she's basically saying, hey, pay me to be your friend. That's her service in a nutshell. Pay me so that you have permission to call me whenever you're feeling emotional.
Grifting galore.
All right, see if we can get through another minute before she says something else mind-bogglingly stupid.
Anytime you're going into that with that type of mindset, you're going to find something that is going to solidify what you've been saying. Oh, whether they're talking to someone, whether they're dating someone, you're going to find something that's going to look that way. Then you're just going to create more assumptions. So whether you're no contact or you are in contact, no more checking the social media, no more spying. Okay, that is a big no. We're not checking the 3D. So if you're in no contact, you only really have to deal with things that have happened, right? And that's where I bring in revision. Anytime I think of a past circumstance, something that didn't happen, I don't necessarily revise everything in like specific detail, like every exact memory. Like, no, they said.
Did she say religion?
No, revision.
Oh, revision. I thought she said religion. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, no, the reason I stopped is because did you seriously fucking scratch yourself while
She
you're
did.
talking?
All that makeup, bro. All that makeup. She ain't letting her skin breathe.
No, it's not even her face. She scratched her back. She fucking leaned, like she fucking pulled her back off the couch and fucking gave herself a scratch while she's shilling her product.
I didn't even notice that, actually. Damn.
Let's see if this revision is what I think it's going to be, because I think it's going to be interesting.
Said this. I just kind of say it as a whole. Like, no, we've always been together, right? So if your mind is bringing up the reminder that the two of you are broken up and in no contact and they haven't spoken to you, you need to be aware of that. You don't need to, get mad at yourself or get frustrated or give into it, right? Because here's the thing, you guys, you have the choice. When it comes to these things that come up in your mind, when you start to notice the circumstance, when you start to notice the past, you have the choice on what to do there. You're going to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, they're not here, because what ends up happening is if we allow one thought to come in, right? There's nothing wrong with being aware of the circumstance or noticing like the old story. Notice it, but what do you do after you notice it? If your mind is reminding you of this past circumstance, maybe you're triggered by something. What do you do in that moment? You have the choice there. That's what matters. What matters is what you do after you're aware of when that thought comes in. Let's say the thought comes in like, you're no contact, they're not here, they're never coming back. That's what you need to be aware of, and you need to go within. And this is where I talk about self-soothing. Self-soothe yourself. Go within. Wait a minute. What? No. Like, all right, I'm noticing they're not here. I'm thinking about the past. What do I choose in this moment? Do I choose to keep dwelling in that? Yeah, they're not here. Oh my God, it's so hard. Yeah, what do they do this? Because what ends up happening when we allow one thought to come in, our mind brings in another thought and another thought and another thought. I've talked about this before. That's why I think there's like a manifestation method, like a 17-second rule, where you think about your manifestation and then another thought comes in. That's the whole point of that 17-second rule, is when you think about one thought, your mind's going to create another one. So start creating thoughts of like, no, this person is here. This person has always been here. This person has always loved me, desired me. We're committed to each other. It's done. It's
Lie to yourself. That's her advice.
Yeah. She charged money for this?
She is charging women money to tell them to lie to themselves about the situation that they are in.
Literally charging money for, oh my God.
She is straight up like, this person could have fucking said it's over, blocked the number, and ghosted them. And she is telling women, hey, next time you remember that and feel upset about it, tell yourself, no, they love me, they care for me, they cherish me, they've always been here.
Oh, gentlemen. See, this is a core difference between men and women, right? Listen, the evidence is everywhere all the time, especially with this video. She had to make a 13-minute and 28-second video, not only with chilling with her fucking nonsensical little business that she has. She's saying the most common sense things that you need. Don't worry about the manifest shit. That's just fucking delusional psycho bullshit. But when she's talking about, oh, you don't talk to the guy, you need to make sure that you don't make the same mistake, blah blah blah. Listen, men, we will say that shit in within 3 seconds and say, yo, quit talking to that bitch. That's it, and it's free.
Like, that's the thing, is like if a guy comes and like if a guy was on the phone calling me, crying, saying, dude, I can't stop thinking about Ashley. I'm so upset that everything's gone. She's gone, man. It's horrible. You're like, dude, she is gone. She's not coming back, and it is for the best. Now, what you need to do is get out of that dark room, start moving around, go for a walk, go for a run, lift some heavy shit, and the next time you start to think about her, you grab a fucking dumbbell or you start doing push-ups.
Agreed. That's free. Like, that's free information, and it doesn't take you 13 minutes. 13 fucking minutes.
Like, she literally went, like, she fucking rambled around the point for 2 solid minutes there before she actually got to her point, which was lie to yourself.
Manifest.
And that's the thing. And in a way, it's brilliant. Because they'll lie to themselves And then they'll be reminded of reality. So then they just lie to themselves again. She's not teaching them to deal with it. She's teaching them lie to yourself until something else distracts you from this.
Well, when you put it that way, that's genius on her end. If she thought through it that far, if.
Yeah, like how much credit can we give it? But it is genius. And here's the thing, does that not make so much sense for women? Like, lie to yourself until you find some other emotional bullshit to get distracted by.
Yeah, that's good income.
Good income because there's going to be an endless number. Like, there's always going to be people diving into that app. It's basically like saying, hey, every time you feel anxious, take this pill that only I can sell to you.
What does that sound like, chat? What does that sound like, chat? Oh shit. Grifting galore. It's just men and women, but we
know
don't
what?
really talk about women,
You know?
really, but
Actually, I have to be impressed. I never thought I could actually find someone seriously giving advice that is actually worse than female dating strategies.
it's definitely worse. It is. Bro, what is she trying to put out there? What they're talking about? She went from the most common sense thing when it comes to ignore the person to you gotta manifest this thing. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then we tie this back into the original. So what she's saying, the conclusion from all this is that if you've broken up with someone, which she has rephrased to no contact, because it's all about disguising the reality. A breakup where you've been ghosted is now you're in a no contact period, as though you just can't reach them via the phone. It's not that they've cut ties with you, you're just in a no contact phase of the relationship.
Yeah, that delusional nonsense. Yeah.
Because it's all about rephrasing, reframing, and lying to yourself about the reality of the situation. And this is why her instructions are to not contact them and not go checking their social media. Because when you start looking at, reality, it's going to burst your little illusion bubble and it's going to upset you. But she's constantly telling them, no, don't actually deal with it. Don't try to move past it. Don't reflect on yourself and where you fucked up and what you could do better. Instead, lie to yourself until you can find something else. And she's not even gotten to the point where she's saying until you find something else. She's literally just telling you lie to yourself in order to avoid the pain of realizing that something bad has happened.
And this is this is a slight detour. This is you describe pretty much the issue that I have with women coming to the manosphere, because they literally do just as what you just described when it comes to they don't want to deal with reality. They just want to rephrase everything that we have to say that will be in their own benefit. They don't want to deal with their own consequences of their actions or try to change for the better. They just want to rephrase everything that we have to say to make them look good and then make the rest of us look bad. It's you describe the good portion of why I'm not a fan of women coming, I'm red pill. No, the fuck you're not. And you were able to put in detail of why I don't like them in the community, because what she's doing right now is what plenty of women are doing in the manosphere. So thank you for explaining in detail.
That's why like going through these videos are useful, because it allows thoughts to actually crystallize. Because there's a bunch of stuff that is just kind of ambiguous, where you don't really have that solid, concise way to put it. But then you get exposure to this kind of content and have engaging discussions, and then it clicks into place.
Yes, and that's not what they want us to do, right? You know, they hate channels like us. Men get together and, you know, actually make sense of the nonsense that they're doing out there. They don't like our channel at all whatsoever.
Well,
Yeah,
well, that's the funny thing. Like, men don't complain about mansplaining; they like it.
agreed. Agreed.
All right, let's
You
see if
know.
she says anything else ridiculous or of substance in the next what?
Okay.
6 minutes 7 seconds, but it's gonna be closer to 3 because 2 times speed.
It's here now. I can enjoy my life now. Start creating those thoughts. Start building on those thought patterns, and your mind's gonna bring up more and more and more of that, and then that's what tends to manifest, right? Your dominant thoughts that tend to manifest. So when you're in no contact, you are in an advantage, because now you don't. All you have to deal with is kind of the past things that have happened. You don't even have to deal anymore with like being triggered in the 3D as much anymore. So our mind doesn't understand of things that have happened in the past, right? Because our mind only operates in present moment in time. Anything that you have experienced, anything that you ever will experience, you've experienced it in present moment in time. So anytime you're thinking about the past, about how this person isn't here and they left and they're not communicating with you, your mind doesn't know that happened. Maybe like you've been in no contact for 3 months and you want to bring them back. It doesn't know. It just thinks like, oh, it just happened now. It's happening right now. This is real right now. So if you're in no contact with your person and you're noticing this and you're really
That's
She
fascinating.
charges people for this. She charges people for this. Okay. Let me calm down.
No, this.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, this is actually fascinating. Because
How
like,
so?
because she is just straight up admitting that women, or at least her, do not differentiate between the past, the present, and the future. It's all the present. Something happened 3 months ago. They're remembering it. It's happening now.
When you put it that way, damn. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Huh. Because like, I can't relate to that. Like, yeah, shit did happen in the past, but I don't think back on it and essentially go like, oh wow, it's happening all over again. I remember it exactly as though it happened just 5 seconds ago. Oh god, all the emotions are flooding back. It's like, no. It dealt with it. It happened. It's done.
I'm gonna hijack your chat for a second. Everybody in the chat, put in "it is what it is," because that's literally the motto for men when it comes to any adversity they have to go through in life. They overcome it and they just keep pushing forward. Everybody in the chat, if you're listening, put in the chat right now, "it is what it is," because we are definitely polar opposites of what the fuck this woman is talking about.
And then like she hasn't even gotten into the future. She's not even talking about the future. I'm like, Yee. This is how women can dig up the past so effectively. They remember it and it's like it just fucking happened.
Huh. Yeah. You're right about that. But the way she puts it together, damn, this is pretty genius. The way that she put it together, per se, like she ain't really trying to give solutions, right? Like, you get what I'm saying?
What's the thing? Like, the majority of what she's saying here is trying to empathize with her target audience, which is women. You know, like, she's a woman trying to empathize with women. Like, good, you understand them, you're familiar with them. And her solution is essentially delude yourself. Like create a false present so that you never have to process the past.
So these are the countless women that I've been talking about this whole time when it comes to whether it's a female dating coach or a middle-aged woman that's a feminist that wants to feed into a facade, right? Saying like, "Oh, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It's his fault." Or, "Oh, the single life is great. Don't listen to these people. Being a single feminist is the best thing I've ever done." Pretty much feeding into these younger women's delusions and ego.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like this is something that I personally find fascinating. Because this is how to explain how men and women think and experience life differently. A woman is eternally in the present. Anything she remembers is not the past, it's the present. The past didn't happen. It's the present only.
Agreed. And she only brings up bad shit if there's a issue in the present. Like that's the only time she will, go back to the past only to use the past information against you. But besides that, she's never really thinking back into the past, right? Because she probably did have a bad past when it comes to her riding the carousel. Nor she's thinking about the future because she believes that there's always gonna, be good times for her. It's present right now, short term. That's why more and more women are going to that OnlyFans stuff.
Well, no, but that's the thing. What if it's the same way for the future?
How so?
That the same way that if they think about the past, if they remember the past, it's the present. But what if the future doesn't exist for them either? And if they think of something in the future, it hits them emotionally as though it is actively happening. Something they think could happen, something they think might happen. Whereas we as men, we'd look at it and try to assess it from a distant perspective. Maybe try to plan around it or work with it. They imagine something happening in the future. It is happening now.
Damn, I never really thought about it that way. Like I'm keeping it real. Shit. This is an eye opener for me, gentlemen. Because I kept it simple, right? Like we all know that women aren't long term planners, right? Like we all get the gist that they don't plan for the future. They don't really look that far ahead in the future. But the way that Gray put it together, holy shit. Holy, like, hey, you're completely right, Gray. You're completely right. Like now that I think about it, holy, goddamn. I'm learning. I'm learning a lot on this stream. This is why I'm gonna be hanging out in the chat after this video because you're definitely dropping gems today. Holy fuck.
That's why, like cringe or not, this is why I do pay attention to some female content producers because it's the curiosity of the mindset. Because once I accepted that they don't think the same way we do, then it becomes just another puzzle to solve, something else to reverse engineer and disassemble to figure out how it works.
Real Talk has something to say about what you're saying right now.
Yeah, at Gray, that's why they always think in extremes because their past dictates their current and future. Black Ram 313 brought this up years ago.
Thinking in extremes.
I don't even know if it's thinking in extremes so much that they experience the emotions of it as though it's fresh. Again, going to the biology of men and women with the thickness of the corpus callosum. It's thicker in men. I think that is how we can experience an emotional distance from things. Because something happens to a dude in the moment, yeah, he'll react very emotionally. But as soon as there's that distance, then it can be assessed logically separate from the emotions. And that, I think, is how a thicker corpus callosum feels. The separation of logic and emotion. But with it being extremely thin in women, like, they basically can't think of anything logical without basically all the emotions associated with it.
I will definitely bring this up because Bill Burr, he pretty much said similar to what you're saying right now, saying that when a man gets heated, when things get crazy, he gets blasted in the face, pretty much punch in the face, and everybody's mad or whatever. But on the drive home, he's able to, like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have said that thing back there. Maybe I should have done this or done that. I should have made that adjustment. So I completely agree with what you're saying, Gray. Men, once they're away from that emotional situation or moment, they logically, you're right, like objectively see the situation as it is, and like, you know what, I went too far, or that person went too far. We're able to rationalize.
Yeah, but a woman can't, because when they try to go back and reassess, it's right back to the full spectrum of the emotions. They cannot leave the emotional frame of thinking. Like, on a physical level, like, it's not something that they're choosing to do. They physically can't.
I agree, because plenty of times when I'm deal with the boo things, they come back to my place and they don't want to hear, how they want to vent about the horrible things that happen to them during the day at work, and you realize she's the problem, but she doesn't want to hear about any type of solutions. She wants you to just validate how she feels. So I agree with that as well, Gray.
All right, damn, was not expecting this much insight from this video. All right, 5 minutes to see how far we can get through.
Really sad and upset about it, and you're thinking about how there's no contact. A lot of people with no contact feel like, what if this person forgets about me? What if they don't come back? This is where your self-concept comes in. I talked about this before. Start affirming you're irresistible and you're unforgettable, right? And someone on here even made a...
There we go. Whenever you start to feel anxious, just tell yourself that you're irresistible and unforgettable.
The delusion.
You see, is this the therapy that General Kinetics is diagnosing people with?
Pretty much.
Like, this is how you become an emotionally healthy person. You go see a therapist who tells you to lie to yourself.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm sure there's plenty of female therapists that says that shit. Yeah.
Oh,
now that I think about
it would. Well, I was thinking it would work, and it would create. It would create a client that would pay you, and B, it would create a client that can't ever quit you.
I completely agree. But holy moly, the fact that she's saying, "Oh, just say you're irresistible, this, and that." No, the dude doesn't want to fuck with you anymore. Like, why? Like, but once again, right? I'm thinking from a logical stance, so it's a different story when it comes to the woman, right? Like, she needs, once again, gentlemen, validation. Validation is a fucking drug when it comes to women.
Like that, I don't even think it's just validation. It's emotions. Emotions are drugs to women.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
the great like, and you know, I think here's the thing with guys. Like this might be how to look at it from a male's perspective. Think about when you're watching a movie or a show and you're really into it. You haven't stepped back to assess it. You are just 100% immersed in the moment in the film.
Agreed.
That feels
Right.
fucking amazing, right?
Yeah, I don't reflect until the show's over. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether it's an emotional high or an emotional low. The roller coaster feels great, right? Makes sense, right?
So what you're saying is she's encouraging a real life version of that.
No. What I'm saying is that's how women experience their entire lives.
True, and she's capitalizing off of it.
Yes, but that's the key.
Yeah.
What a man only experiences in carefully crafted scenarios designed artificially to maximize emotional immersion, like video games, music, television, like those key moments that men find extremely precious and have to spend years studying. That is just a woman's everyday life. No wonder they think they live in a movie like reality. Movies are their reality. There's no difference.
Agreed. That's why I say that they don't go outside their own bubble. They really believe they're the star of the show or the movie.
That's the thing. It's like,
Their own movie.
and that's the thing, because to go outside the bubble, to go outside of your bubble requires emotional distance. To be emotionally distant requires a thicker corpus callosum. To have a thicker corpus callosum requires higher levels of testosterone.
Agreed.
And there have been women, as we know that there have been women who can do this. And they've either been very specific or they live very hard physical lives where they would naturally be generating high levels of testosterone. And we can see men like General Kinetics, key example. That man, I do not think, has a very thick corpus callosum. You can hear it in how he talks, where he's flowing. Like, he starts talking about the topic. Then he gets caught up in the emotion that he's talking about. And then he starts bringing up all these memories and associated thoughts with them in a massive jumble without any structure.
Right. And he deems it as facts or logical.
Exactly. But that's the thing. It's because he's caught up in his emotions and his thoughts are flowing very easily back and forth. And that's why he needs to constantly distract himself with a game of some kind. Because he's trying to prevent a highly emotional panic attack caused by remembering the past, which he doesn't have an emotional distance from.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially with his past. He said that he had a wife and a son and all that stuff, and all that craziness happened. And like, don't get me wrong, like that is a bad situation, but eventually you'll be able to, like you said, emotionally distance yourself and do what you got to do to just make sure that your son is good, and then you just keep moving on. Well, move forward with the mission. But he can't.
Yeah. It was like OM Gojira. So women believe themselves to be the main characters in their movie reality. That's scary as fuck. But that's the thing. That's the only reality they know. Like men, we separate fiction and reality because our real life feels incredibly different from fiction. For women, it doesn't.
Agreed. They have the privilege to live in the fantasy that they have in their head, right?
Privileged to a certain extent, because
To a
admittedly,
certain,
the lack of hardship in their lives definitely makes the problem worse. Because, like, without testosterone, they can't, like, they physically can't. Like, they can't help themselves. That's
agreed.
that's the scary thing. Is like they don't have any of the concept that things could be different. And but that's the thing. They'd have to deal with it the same way men. It's like, look, if you are getting too caught up in emotions, the most reliable treatment is to increase your testosterone to regulate the emotions and allow yourself emotional distance to process them logically.
Did you see my video earlier today?
The
With
woman throwing a
that?
tantrum in her car?
Yeah, that's pretty similar to what you're saying, right? Because once again, when you say that, the woman they live in are pretty much they're the main character of a of a movie or a TV series, and once and I explained this before too, when there's the slightest adversity, and things are not going their way, when they're not getting their happy ending, the majority of the time they're gonna act like that very same woman and just be a complete spoiled entitled brat.
But that's the thing. It's
You know,
because they're trying to maximize it. Because think about how a movie or a book, they take a fairly mundane action and they emphasize it to the nth degree and exaggerate it.
agreed.
Women go the extra mile in these cases, basically to get the stronger emotional drug. It's like, imagine if when you're watching a movie, you can control the intensity of the emotions. So if there was some
Right.
part of a movie that you really liked, you could turn up the intensity.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, agreed. Uh, Especially when it comes to anything for the most part. But another example is sports. Be able to turn it up or turn it down whenever it's needed.
Oh, and that, sports is a great example of seeing how some men will do it. Like, think about a touchdown in football. Like, yeah, you can just cross it and then be like, yeah, I did it. Or you can, like, pile drive the ball into the ground, shout triumph, and do a little bit of a dance.
Agreed. Yeah. And then all the fans in the stands are just going nuts, majority of men.
Yeah,
They usually just
creating a feedback loop. That's the thing,
right.
but women will do that for the negative emotions as well. Like,
How so?
they don't
Like,
just that's the thing, because it's still a powerful drug, positive or negative. It still feels good in its own
right.
way, cathartic. So when something upsets them, there's no advantage for them to try to take it as calmly and stoically as possible. They may as well go all out and really get into it.
Agree, because at the same time, it's still a drama or a movie to them.
Precisely. Like, they don't want to just have a breakup. They want to have the biggest, most dramatic breakup. Like, there should be sad violin music playing. Like, there should be fucking rain coming down. There should be a wolf howling at the moon. Like,
I agree, man, because it'll be a exciting story for them to tell to their boo things or the next man that she deals with.
and that's the
Right,
thing.
'cause-
And that's why they do it. That's why they tell it in this manner, this roundabout, unnecessary manner, because it's not about conveying the information. It's about reliving the experience.
Agreed. You know, while they get ready for their season 2, you know, or part 2 of their drama-filled fantasy, you know. And the media has a gigantic part in this when it comes to drama. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, just countless drama when it comes to romantic relationships in movies and stuff.
And that's the thing, is like, women, I definitely think it has to do with the thickness of the corpus callosum, like, for a huge part of it, because we see similar behavior with soy boys as well, because it's soy boys and women that they'll really get in and go in depth with the negatives in their life.
That's true. I agree.
But guys, like, the more logical they get, the less they want to share and relive miserable shit. Like, if a guy wants to relive an experience from a movie, like, they'll pick their favorite quote from that movie or their favorite joke, or they'll retell a scene.
Yes.
And they'll try to share it with another guy who's seen, well, that same scene. And they'll kind of do a mock reenactment of it.
That's true.
So,
But when it comes to like what she's okay, like what the woman in this video right now is doing, right? Even though she's a quote unquote coach, they and I've seen it myself. They can literally go on for hours talking about the same subject. No joke.
like, and that's the thing. This entire video, it's not about her helping people. This is her reliving this breakup from 6 years ago.
I didn't think about that till now. You're right. Reliving her own trauma.
Because that's
If
why
she's
she's going so in depth, so unnecessary. She's not trying to convey a simple piece of information. She's reaching out to women who've experienced similar hurt to her and reliving the pain and the coping process. She's retelling a segment of the movie from her life, her recovering from the breakup arc from the series. She's retelling that to all these women, and by getting them to empathize is trying to make money off of them at the same time.
So her clients are technically her therapist.
Yes. Precisely.
That's some scary shit.
Something that I heard quite a bit is that most of the people who get into therapy are because they want to be the ones in the chair instead of on the couch.
That makes so much sense. That makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
All right.
What did Backwood say?
Surprisingly insightful video. Yeah, no, backwards. She's charging people by the minute for friendships so she can revel in the degradation of her bad decisions. That's a sweet grift. Oh, it is a sweet fucking grift. And that's exactly what she's doing, man.
She hit the jackpot. She knows that there's gonna be plenty of women out there that's gonna try to relate with her, and seeing if she has all the answers to damage women's questions, and she's not even gonna answer the question.
And I think she doesn't have to provide a solution. All she has to do is provide a medication that feels good.
Agreed. You see, that's what I'm trying to tell gentlemen. I know a good amount of you guys already been in a relationship, but I think to the past, I'm telling you, that's literally what happens. Especially if you're dating a girl and your girl is going through some bad times, she doesn't want a solution. They never do, ever. Hell, even your own mother doesn't want to have a solution. She just wants you to sit down and listen to her issue that she has, and validate how she feels. Am I wrong, Gray?
No, I think you're absolutely right. And you know what? This is why tomboys are superior, because they're fucking athletic and they got higher levels of testosterone, so you can actually get along with them and stand them for a couple minutes.
Hey, there are some good-looking tomboys.
Well, they're usually athletic, so they're in shape. So
I'm like, damn, you do track and field?
anyway, however, it is basically time to shut down the stream, and
shit.
the amount of insight, like, so yeah, like, I'm just gonna say, yeah, shout out again to PK Grows for sending this video. This has been amazingly insightful. I could probably just mine this stream for content and have enough to put up for a week. Of course, it still takes me forever to edit, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, you talked about some great stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna close it down because it is late. I gotta be up in a couple hours, but thank you everyone for turning out. Thank you to everyone who's donated. Gonna see if I can make stuff like this weekly. Just going out and looking through this kind of content, this has proven surprisingly fruitful. So, yeah, we'll have another Red Pill cult meeting in another week, and maybe.
Oh yeah, because we're cults.
Yeah, get your robes and hoods together, people.
Now you see my avatar down there, right? You see it in the video, gentlemen. Make sure you put that on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mine's actually been added in as well now, officially. So I got to. So I got to. Yeah, Moon finally got Riker and me updated. So got to see about getting a standalone PNG for that.
It looks pretty sick. Let me put right. Let me see. What are you doing? Hold up. Are you about to light something up? Like I don't know what's in your hand. Oh, there's hamster too. Oh, I didn't even notice hamster.
Yeah, and hamster in there. I think I'm just giving a thumbs up, honestly. All right.
Yeah, let me see if.
Watch out.
I would say.
Yeah, no, we gotta shut down because I gotta sleep and gotta let check.
Yeah, no, you gotta do some good old labor tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be throwing around 140 pound shit, so I gotta be running on at least a couple hours.
Yeah, I don't miss that whatsoever. I'm good.
Well,
I'm glad my back isn't messed up.
All right. Again, thank you, everyone.
And we are out. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.